Boom, 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 boom. Chickadee Chenka, how's it going, everybody? Good evening. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's the Pig here on Flying Pig United with another transfer show for you. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for getting in here and waiting for me to get going. You're a bunch of bloody heroes. Yeah, nice one. I am coming through. Good stuff. I can see Spencer Davis, Jonathan Gallagher, Ray Reddington, Jim Joe Bobley, Jonathan Gallagher, Ryan Berberspin 9, Mrs. P Cake Bandit. Everyone else, thank you so much for stopping by and getting in here. Adavitz, Palmerius, Nick Suberling. Yes, Nick, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you. Lou D, Josh Drain, everyone else, thank you so much for stopping by. We've got quite a bit of transfer stuff to get into tonight. Obviously, we didn't do a transfer show earlier on today because we're doing the England watch along. And also we had that Luke Chadwick interview, which if you haven't seen, check it out. But just to let you guys know, there is a bunch of information we're going to get through tonight in regards to Jadon Sancho, in regards to Sergio Aguian, and a couple of other little tidbits as well. So thank you so much for stopping by and getting involved. Matty the Rush Meister, the transfer guru in here, shout out to you. Sadak Ramen, Glenn, Dylan Singh, Il United, Kumba Machini, Dylan, everyone else, thank you for getting in here. You're a bunch of bloody heroes, that's right. Oh yeah, Jesse Lingard. No, you're not getting a new contract, Jesse. Shane Rudd as well, mate. Great to have you all in here. Do us a favour, lads and lasses. Smash that like button. Give the like a little cheeky little tickle if you have not done so already. So let's get into it then, folks. Let's get into it. And then, of course, we'll cover all the news and we'll get into your thoughts and opinions as well throughout the show. So please do get in there, interact, and let me know your opinions on anything we're talking about. What I'll try and do is talk about a topic, and then I'll jump into the live chat a little bit and see where you guys are at. Shout out Lynette Giggs as well, MUFC gang, Dejan CFC, everyone else, Jarvis Cocker, Shane Rudd. Thank you for getting in here, everyone. Right then, so I don't know if you watched the England game tonight, but Sancho was a bit shit, to be honest. I mean, the game was just generally crap. I mean, Southgate's having an absolute bloody Louis van Gaal melt job all over the place there. I don't know what is the matter with this bloke, but he's getting England playing like absolute shite. We've got all of these proper good attacking players out there, and we're playing like that drivel man. It's like the olden days before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, seriously. It's sickening for England at the moment, but Jadon didn't exactly do himself any favours tonight, but it was just a general lacklustre, awful performance from England. In regards to Jadon Sancho, though, look, there's some talk of Jadon Sancho having a bonus in his contract based on the contract that he signed last summer. And basically, Jadon and his family and everyone were waiting for, this is what's been reported, we're waiting, I think this is per Duncan Castle's podcast, which I haven't had to listen to, haven't had a chance to yet, but this is what I'm understanding. Maybe the source is slightly different, but Jadon and his family were waiting for his 11th cap against Iceland to trigger the bonus of 1.5 million euros net. So 10 caps for England, or 11 caps for England. Basically, he had a contract in his Dortmund deal that once he got those amount of contracts on the international level, those amounts of caps, I should say, then in his contract he had a clause stipulating that he would be due a bonus. So I guess they were just waiting on to get that because they knew it'd be very, very soon. Potentially, anyway. I mean, it seems like a little bit of it does seem, to base this whole thing on this does seem like a little bit of silly, because 1.5 million, yeah, sure, it's a lot of money, but how much would he be getting in terms of signing on fees, and how much would he be getting in terms of an increase in wages at United, and how much is he getting paid weekly now? I suppose it's a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it seems a silly thing to wait around for if that's a legitimate reason. From what we understand anyway, Jadon Sancho's agreed to all the personal terms with United, and we've agreed the personal terms with his agent. It's not about that. It's about United meeting the agreement with Dortmund and actually agreeing those terms with the football club for the transfer amount. That's where it's all fallen down recently. That's where we have had an absolute bloody mare. It's just getting the deal done in terms of the transfer and how it's structured, and of course they weren't happy with the negotiations last time around. So what do you guys think about that one? Obviously, Jadon Sancho, bonus in his contract. Bonus is based on the 11th cap for Iceland, against the Iceland game, of course, for England, to trigger the bonus of 1.5 million euros. So there's a little bit of something for you there. There's some new information, everyone, just to keep you up to date with what's going on. Smash that like button, lads and lasses, if you have not done so. Chuck a cheeky little like on it and get involved. Ruthvik P, what's going on? He says, can we expect a confirmation by tomorrow? We'll get into that a little bit shortly. But of course, I personally don't think we're going to get any sort of agreement by tomorrow, but we'll get into some of the sort of timelines and deadlines and stuff like that shortly. So, nice one, guys. Thank you for joining me then. So, Jadon Sancho to Manchester United. Do you think it happens in the next week, folks? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that it happens in the next week. Ray Reddington comments, Duncan Castles is a tier 2 reporter. He's not a Romano or 4, but he is quite reliable, to be honest, Pig. Yeah, fair play. You know, look, at the end of the day, all of these sources, I imagine, are not 100% reliable. I know Romano seems very, very reliable, but simply put, nobody can be right all of the time, and things change in football. Like, sometimes they could be right, but then something has changed, and obviously maybe you lose that little bit of credibility. But sometimes, you know, we don't like to say anything's done on this channel until we 100% know that it's done, until there's official confirmatione from the clubs or, you know, something along those lines. Then we actually will talk about it as being done and things like that. But at this moment in time, these are all just speculations still. But Duncan Castle's obviously on it per his podcast, saying that bonuses in Jadon Sancho's contract seem to be delaying the move to Manchester United. So that's what it was all about. That's supposedly what it's to do with, is the fact that he's waiting around to get that €1.5 million bonus, which he would have got from playing that 11th cap against Iceland, lads and lasses. So hopefully that is the case. Hopefully he's just trying to get that money grab before he leaves Dortmund and activate that clause, activate that bonus, and now he's ready to come to Manchester United. But it doesn't seem like that, because I thought we'd already agreed the personal terms, and Dortmund were obviously the problem. It was the negotiation with the football club that was the issue. So there's a little bit of information for you about Jadon Sancho, lads and lasses. Get your thoughts and opinions in it below. Mike Phelan is now following Jadon Sancho on Instagram. What? Why has he done that? Why has Mike Phelan followed Jadon Sancho on Instagram today? It means absolutely nothing, but it also means something, my friends. Don't say it doesn't mean nothing, because why would he just follow him today of all days when there's all this Manchester United speculation linking him with a move to the football club? It's just another little blatant piece of the clue, my friend. You just got to look for the clue. You've got to look for the puzzle. This is a piece of that clue to the puzzle, my friends. And same goes for some of the other situations we've had recently as well with Reguilon and stuff like that, where he's following certain Manchester United players on social media and changing his profile pictures and all this sorts of things. You can say that means nothing, people, but it's just a little indicator that maybe there's a little inkling or a thought going on there from the player. Ruthvik P says, amazing work, Pig. Thank you so much, Ruthvik. Shane Rudd says, boom. Ilya United says, OMG. Jarvis Cocker says, Duncan Castles hates United. Negative Nelly, in my opinion. Fair play. Jesse Lingard says, green screen. What's going on the green screen? My green screen having a melt. It seems all right to me. Oh, my hair's disappearing slightly. Sorry about that. I'm going bald in front of your eyes here, lads and lasses. But anyway, let's crack on a little bit. Here. So yeah, Mike Phelan following Sancho on Instagram. Does that mean anything, guys? Or you think that's a load of BS? I mean, why would he follow him today of all days? I just think it's a little indicator there's some wheels in motion here with Manchester United. We know we're supposed to be going back for a bid. Why the hell wouldn't we be going back for a bid? I mean, from what we understand here in terms of what's being said in the media, Fjortoft has come out here and said, in terms of transfers, most fans on Twitter don't want news, they only want good news. In the near future, maybe Manchester United will make a big bid on Sancho, but until that, nothing has changed. To tell fans otherwise is not correct. No news is the news. So that is what Janana Fjortoft has tweeted about 50 minutes ago, whatever you think of him. But he's obviously got some ties and stuff with Dortmund there, and it's all just part of the whole PR agenda like we've been talking about recently. But yeah, I mean, he's absolutely spot on, though. There is no news in terms of an actual confirmed bid happening from Manchester United right now. There's no confirmation on that. So you can say what you want. You can say that this whole deal was being waited for these bonuses to come into effect and all this business. But realistically, it's still in the same situation. But there does seem to be a lot of momentum just taking place right now where you expect Manchester United. I mean, we are expecting, me and my transfer guru, and we don't usually say things like this, but we're expecting a bid from United in the next 72 hours. So we will see if that happens, guys. But it's just another one of those ifs. It's an if. So there you go. Hopefully it does happen. Manchester United seem to be gathering a little bit of momentum. There's rumours and talks that they're going to renegotiate with Dortmund very, very soon. So hopefully it's going to be a transfer that Manchester United go and get done soon. We all know that he's got great qualities, even if he didn't display that in that game tonight against England, for England. But I really don't think that was necessarily his fault. I think it was just a completely toothless, lacklustre, awful, tepid performance from England. He didn't shine at all because it was just impossible to shine in that sort of a turd of performance, to be fair to you. But it didn't do him the most favours. Hopefully knock a few million euros off of his fee, off of his price tag, you know what I mean? Shit performance. Sorry, Jadon. Sorry, Dortmund. 3 million less. You know that's what Woodward's going to lead with. So yeah, in terms of the Jadon Sancho situation, where do you guys feel that like we are at with it? I think I may have missed your vote a minute ago, so stick a 1 in the live chat if you think Jadon Sancho will be a United player within the next week. These are the rumblings that we're hearing, but you cannot obviously say that this is for sure. Hopefully United table would bid in the next 48 to 72 hours. That would be absolutely brilliant. But yeah, we're just going to have to be a little bit patient on this one, wait and see what happens. There's no guarantees here. The fact is Manchester United could go back and renegotiate with Dortmund, and Dortmund could still say no. Dortmund could say, no, sorry, we're keeping him now. You haven't made the deal sweet enough. This time around, we want 130 million euros. You know why? Because it's the end of the window now. We haven't got necessary time to replace so easy, so we want a little bit more money. They could play hardball, or they could just not come down at all on their price. And Manchester United, if they're that adamant, which they probably are with our melty Woodward board and everybody at the helm, they will probably try and renegotiate again. I very much doubt they're going to go in there and smack down 120 million pounds on the or euros on the table. What they may well do is increase the initial offer, the initial fee that's being paid up front. I believe it was being reported that 60 million euros was the offer on the table up front, and then there was maybe another 20 the next season, another 20 next season, some other bonuses and things like that, all completely financed. But if United were to go back there with a good offer, a good 100 million up front and a few bonuses and things like that, surely we could get our man. I mean, there is an issue at the moment with football clubs not having as much money in the window. You've seen Chelsea spending, but you have to remember, actually, Chelsea were banned last transfer window, so they didn't spend any money last season, really. And they lost Eden Hazard and stuff like that. So they have sort of had 2 transfer windows in one here, and they've tried to really strengthen and spend a lot of money. They can do that, of course, with the position that they're in. But with our owners, it's not really the same situation at all. Another interesting thing that's happened, lads and lasses, which I just wanted to bring to your attention, which is there's been a massive increase, or quite a large increase, in Manchester United's share price just recently. So just this evening, Manchester United share price, I've just seen it now anyway, and it's gone up quite a significant amount. And that sometimes happens for certain commercial deals and things like that are going on, but it also happens when there's big news awaiting a football club. So you have Manchester United here, their share price has gone up 8.13% at the close of the market at 4 p.m. today, EDT. So that is pretty interesting, because that I think something similar happened to that when Manchester United were going to get Paul Pogba to the football club. So you sometimes have these spikes in share prices when a big name, a big massive name player is linked with the football club and they're going to make the signing. And that is something that has happened before. Again, you have to just maybe take this as a pinch of salt, that it's a coincidence or there's something else going on at the football club. But it seems like the share price at Manchester United have significantly increased today, which is a cheeky little indicator, my friends, as well, that maybe there's some big business on the horizon, and a lot of people are edging their bets because they know there's going to be a little bit of action soon from Manchester United. A very interesting piece of information, that one, lads and lasses. What do you guys think about that piece of information? Right, let's go back and look at your votes. I missed it again, didn't I? There's lots of ones in here, Yeah, shout out everyone who had a vote there. It does look like Jadon Sancho. You know, it does look good for Jadon Sancho potentially coming to the football club. Do us a favour, lads and lasses, if you're watching, hit that like button. That will help this stream out a considerable amount. So please do chuck a cheeky little like on it if you can. Legends. And also give it a share if you want. If you want to give it a share on social media, that would absolutely be amazing. So, yeah, in terms of United share price going up, it's just a cheeky little indicator. Mike Phelan following Sancho on social media, cheeky little indicator. Dean Flynn comments, big Sancho news on the way, Pig, you think? I do personally think this. I do personally think that Manchester United will go in and have another bid for him in the next 72 hours. If I had to bet and say that if we're going to go and do it, I think it would be now rather than later. I was talking about that yesterday in my video, because the longer it goes on, the less likely Dortmund are to want to sell, the less likely options we have if we cannot negotiate for whatever reason. Like if we just cannot reach terms with Dortmund or Sancho, or it seems like we already have, but if we can't, then we still need to have time to go and get another option, a backup option, somebody else, a second option, because you can't guarantee that we're going to get Jadon Sancho even at this stage, even if we do go and put the money in. But you would like to think that he's interested, everything's done in those terms, and it's just really the negotiations with the club. But we still have to get the negotiations with Dortmund all done and dusted and sorted out, and that is an issue that Manchester United have because of course, Edward Woodward, the Potato King. He seems to have a real issue with getting these deals done. And because of the money involved as well and the financing structure of it all, it's not a very attractive proposition for Dortmund right now to sell one of their star players for anything less than what they think he's valued at, which is a shit ton. Inner United says Dortmund are prats. Straight to the point there, Ella. Fair play to you. They are asking a lot of money for him. You know, it's a lot of money. 120 million euros is a heck of a lot of money. There's some argument to say that United could be better off spending that on 2 or 3 players elsewhere to increase the rest of the team. So it's a big investment for one player for United. It really is. And I personally don't think that it's going to be 120 million euros. This is my own personal opinion. We know Dortmund are pretty firm on their price tag. That's what they've said. But surely United, if they go back in there and increase the initial offer, I think they could get him for, somewhere around 110 million. 110 million, that makes a lot of sense. Everybody's happy. We get our man. They get their money. They get time. We get time. It's all brilliant. It all makes a lot of sense to me. So, yeah, I would see that happen 110 million for Jadon Sancho in hopefully the next week, but we'll see. Ilya United says Jesse Crapguard out. Dan D.A. Littleman says, how are we prats for not wanting to lose our best player? Dan D.A., sorry, mate, to offend somebody in the live chat if you're a Dortmund fan, mate. A shout out to you for getting in here and tuning in, bro. But no, I personally don't think you are prats for wanting to lose your best player, actually, Because in all honesty, you wouldn't want to lose your best player, especially if it's not right at the start of the window and you can't get all of the money up front. Like, that's a big thing with a deal. Like, the big thing with a deal is we want to pay a certain amount up front and they want more. They want all of it, if anything. And that seems to be one of the biggest stumbling blocks in the deal. And there's not a lot of money around football at the moment with, of course, well, there is, but there's not as much as usual because obviously with what's been going on with the COVID pandemic. But in terms of what United should be doing and spending, Dortmund are asking a heck of a lot of money. But if Manchester United want to get this man, we're going to have to pay Dortmund well. We're going to have to give them their 50 pieces of silver, so to speak, here to get the deal done. So yeah, it's just complete Dortmund again, but hopefully there is movement in the next few days, like we've talked about. It's being reported it was down to the fact that he had a contract clause, which would give him a bonus once he'd received his 11th international cap for England, which was against the Iceland game, which pays him a nice net profit bonus of 1.5 million euros, lads and lasses. So maybe he's just hanging on there, a little bit grubby, a little bit greedy, whatever, but hanging on there to get that deal. That sounds like it could be a possibility, but I would say if you're going to join a big club like Manchester United on a big money deal, you're going to get a big signing on fee and stuff like that anyway, so I don't really see how that would be the stumbling block. Plus, the stumbling block seems to be with the football club, not with the player. The player wants to come, the agent's been agreed, all that stuff. So just to give everyone an update who's just getting in here, Ellie, how are you doing this evening? What a legend dress of the channel, one of the moderators. Aaron Homeyard as well says, something tells me that there will be breaking news on the Sancho transfer this week to say bid accepted. I feel the same way as you, Aaron, I do. I'm feeling strongly optimistic about this because United need to do some business in this window. Yeah, we have a good team. Yeah, we have a good spirit and ethos and all that, and Solskjaer's done well. But he still needs to get a few players in to give that competition, add that depth, add that class to the starting 11. We need a centre-back. That's what's the most annoying thing as well. We're not even talking about a centre-back at the moment. We're talking about Reguilon, which we'll get onto in a bit. We're talking about Sancho. But we're not actually talking about a centre-back, which is the key area for Manchester United in a lot of ways. Because Lindelof's not up to the standard. He's an absolute dweeb. Dweebeloff. Victor Dweebeloff. You know what I mean? He needs to dweeble off somewhere. Actually, we've always said this. He's actually okay. But he's just not a United starter, not a proper leader, not a world-class centre-back. No way. Nor will he ever be. He can't defend to save his life, my friends. He literally, when it comes, the ball comes into him in the air, he's one of the least dependable centre-backs I've seen play for Manchester United. I think he flaps around. I think he's not exactly strong in the challenge as such as some other big units that we've got, such as Slabby or Eric Bailly. So, yeah, I think he's limited at what he can do. He's a good ball player. Change him to a CDM. He might be the option. Seriously. Franklin Capelan says, greetings, City fan. Oh, how you doing there, Franklin? Wakas Akram, he says, apparently given up getting a centre-back. Looks like it, my friend. I don't know if we're going to get a centre-back in this window. It does look like a little bit of a joke window for this club at the moment. But, like we were talking about earlier with our mate Luke Chadwick, he said, of course, that judge Manchester United basically at the end of the window. Like, really, of course, we want players and movement and we want to get them in now, but you don't actually know the business that Manchester United will be able to pull off between now and the end of the window. I think it's October 4th, isn't it? It closes. That's plenty of time. There's a lot of time. The season starts in a few days. United's first game's on the 19th, so that's terrible because we haven't got the players in and everything to really get them in early and bed in and gel and get settled. So that's a gash-tastic situation in itself. But we do still have a lot of time left in the transfer window to be able to bring a few players in and maybe cause a couple of surprises along the way. Like, yeah, Reguilon would be great. That's a great addition. I think that would add us a lot to our side, actually. We'll get onto that in a bit. And yes, Sancho's obviously a star player, 20 years of age. I don't really see how you can go wrong with a player like that who's 20 and getting better and has the stats that he's got. And I would love a surprise. I would love a surprise like a Thiago Alcantara or something like that, or, a really top quality centre-back coming in here in this window. That would be the most amazing surprise in this window if we just did end up with getting 4 players in. If we got 4 players in the end of the window, we'd all have a mangasm all over the place because at this moment in time, it's looking pretty bleak. Bleak, my friends. And I hope that we do pick it up. I hope that Woodward sorts his life out. I hope that we get the deals done and hope that the Reguilon deal's done in a few days. We've got some more information on that, which we'll talk about shortly once we're done with the Jadon Sancho business. But yeah, just to summarise for anybody that's getting in here quickly, smash a like on this video, by the way. Mike Phelan following Sancho on Instagram. Duncan Castle's reporting there's a clause in a contract that said that when he got his 11th international cap for Dortmund, he would receive a 1.5 million euro bonus from the club. So he was waiting it out. That's some reports coming out like that. I think, fair enough. It doesn't really make much difference because United is struggling to reach the agreement with the Football Club Dortmund anyway. Our share price has rocketed up today, which is an 8% increase in the share price, which is sometimes a good indicator of big business being done, whether it be from a commercial point of view or a player transfer point of view. So the share price has gone up a lot. That can sometimes be a little indicator. Maybe people are just buying it because they've got an inkling or the feeling this is going to happen. It does seem like we're going to do some business in this window. Hopefully that is a good indicator of what's going on. There we go, lads and lasses. So that's pretty much all the Sancho information we've got there, I think. Maybe there's a little bit more information that will come out shortly. But in terms of Jadon Sancho, sounds good. Manchester United have signed another player, by the way, lads and lasses. We've signed another player. That's right. We got Donny van der Beek. Manchester United have signed Alejandro Ganacho, 16-year-old player from Atletico Madrid on a 5-year contract. He chose United over Borussia Dortmund. I'm just kidding, Dortmund fans. With Real Madrid also tracking his process. So that's what we understand right now. I mean, this is the information I'm getting right now. So in terms of the United Academy, getting a 16-year-old lad, Alejandro Ganacho. I don't know anything about him. I'm sure you don't. I just wanted to let you know that there is a bit of business being done at United. Even if it's not in the first team, there's a bit of business being done. Sham7, mate, how you doing? Shout out to you, Sham7. What's going on, bro? Daniel Thomas, what's the word with Sancho? Basically, I've just done a little summary, mate. You might have to just go back. I'll do another summary in a bit, actually, but we're just getting onto some new topics for the moment. But I have just done another summary, so I don't want to bore everyone who's been tuning in with another summary. But there you go, Man United have signed a new player, but smash a 1 in the like if you're buzzing for the signing of Alejandro Ganacho, 16 from Atletico Madrid. Hey, could be the next Saul, or could be the next whoever, could be the next great Spanish player. So let's not say that's not good news, but it's also pretty pitiful news for this football club right now. Still pretty pitiful, isn't it? Sorry for the popper there. My missus chucked my popper stopper away. You did. You chucked it away. I bought it. I had it for a day, and then it disappeared. And you accidentally chucked it away. You thought it was filth, trash or something. D. Blinn, thank you so much. Oh, Dean Flynn, thank you so much for getting in here. He says, big news on the way. I hope so, Dean. We'll keep you posted on this channel as much as we can, my friend. And thank you very much for getting in here. It's looking good, mate. Like I say, the share prices has rocketed up. All this information's coming out. Mike Phoenix just followed Sancho on Instagram. Little clues, guys. Blatant clues. Isaac A, what's going on? It took you 30 years. How you doing, matey? So yeah, just to clarify, smash a 1 in the live chat if you think we're going to get Jadon Sancho in the next 7 days. Nikhil Deshmukh says Martial scored. Yes, mate. Let's get onto that. So Martial has scored his goal for France here. He put France 2-1 ahead against Croatia just before half-time in the evening's Nation League game. So very, very good game for Martial. It's great to see, of course, he did miss out on the World Cup last time around, which is pretty gutting for him. It's understandable with the quality that France had at the time and the position that Martial was in at the football club. If it was in this summer, I think Martial would have made the squad, which is why he's playing, you know. So, yeah, I think Martial was a little bit unlucky to miss out on that whole squad, to be fair. Obviously, the squad that won the World Cup. But still, France are a pretty special team at this moment in time. They've got a lot of great players. It's tough to get in there. Martial, I'm so happy that he's done it on an international level. They're doing it, and he's done a good job tonight against Croatia. A repeat, of course, of that World Cup final. So, quite an interesting game of football. I think Tony Martial... Let me just watch the goal, actually, because I haven't seen the goal. It's just popped up here. Oh, shit, hang on. Let me turn the volume down here. So, I'm just going to give you a live reaction to the Tony Martial goal. Down the right wing it goes for France then. Ball whipped in, and it's textbook. It's a textbook finish. Textbook finish to the back post there. Just a tap in. Put on a plate for him by the right winger. Who is it? Toven? I don't know who it was. But whoever it was on the right wing there's put it on a plate. So, I just watched the goal there, lads and lasses. Great finish. Great left-footed finish to the bottom left-hand corner. Get in there, Tony Martial. Yes! So there's a little bit of news. It's not transfer news, but it is good news, of course. Tony Martial getting on the score sheet. Right then, I suppose we better get on to the next topic then, lads and lasses. Shout out to you all for getting in here still. It's late night. What is it? 11:02 UK time. There's over 200 of you legends tuning in, by the way. Please do us a favour, give it a share if you can on social media. If you can give it a tweet out or whatnot, that would definitely help this channel out considerably. Leon Burke says, what about the Portugal number 21? Is he still coming to United? We have to see, mate. We have to see. We don't exactly know what's going on, mate. With that one, but we'll have to see what's happening. There's a lot of players being linked to the football club. There's only a couple really that we're talking about right now with any real basis, and of course that we're negotiating with. Colby says it was Ben Yedder on the assist. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, great assist that. What an absolutely brilliant pass that from Ben Yedder. He's a very good player, actually. So he stuck it on a plate there for Tony, and Tony ate it all up. Thank you very much, Ben. Yeah, to be fair, that's a great wing play from Ben Yedder there, wasn't it? Right then, let's get on to the next topic, lads and lasses. Thank you so much to you all for watching. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and get in the comment section. I want to hear from you. Ash R. Katana, Mabua, Mustafa, Palmerius, Isaac A, Jonathan Gallagher, Brian Tellez, Jarvis Cocker, Ryan C, everybody else, Wackus Akram. Get involved throughout. I'll try and dip in and out the comments. And you know me, at the end of this video, I'll have a back and forth Q&A for a good bit, so I can have a good chat with you legends. DLBIA, Pig was Greenwood and Foden playing Chinese checkers with them birds. Lads are like Man United signing a player. Finish the job, geezers. I reckon they were just playing Ludo. You know what I mean? They weren't doing anything. Well, they were doing something lewd, actually, to be fair. Anyway, right, okay, let's get into the Reguilon business. So Sergio Aguian, of course, he is being heavily linked with a move to Manchester United. Sevilla also announced today that they're interested in getting him again, and of course they know that there's a lot of interest from other big football clubs. So this is what came out from Sevilla today. So we know they've put an offer in him to return for the season-long loan. He was there last year, had a very good success. So it's a possibility. It's not exactly a guarantee that he's joining Manchester United. But look, this is the new information we got from the source here. Negotiations between Manchester United and Real Madrid continuing today. So they've continued between the two football clubs. Real Madrid are still wanting that buyback clause. It would only be an acceptable offer without a buyback clause by Manchester United if they increase the amount of money by about 5 to 10 million euros, which does not sound like a big amount of money to me, guys, to get him without a buyback clause. If that's a legitimate report there, which it seems to be a pretty good source, then I think United just need to get the negotiations done and pay that extra money to get him. This is why we were being linked with that Tellez guy the other day. He's now looking like maybe he'll join Wolves and stuff like this. It's just it's all part of the propaganda machine to try and get a bit of business done here. There are clubs wanting to take him on loan. Real Madrid have two great left backs. They don't need Reguilon for a while. They would want him developing, but United don't want to do that. I would be so pissed off though if he went to Sevilla. I would be gutted. I would never forgive these bloody poxy owners on the board and Woodward, honestly, because it just goes to show you the lack of actual vision they've got at this football club and the lack of ability to want to give Solskjaer what he needs. Like, you've got to look at the short-term picture as well as the long-term picture, and he is a win-win for everybody. He's cheap, 25 to 30 million euros. He's hungry. He's just broken into the Spain side. He's 23. He's one of the most impressive under 23-year-old wing-backs in the world in terms of stats last season, creating chances anyway. And look, he's available. He's available. So if United end up without getting him in this window, that's an absolute joke, my friends. It is. So there's no real excuse for not getting him because Reguilon wants to come to the football club. I'm sure he does. This is Manchester United. It's a massive dynasty. It's a dynasty of a football club. And of course he gets great opportunities to play Champions League football, Premier League football, absolutely amazing experience, play for one of the biggest clubs in the world, great profile, massive exposure, all that stuff. What would it do for his career globally? Massive things. So he would be foolish to choose Sevilla again this season, a club that he's just been at and had success at in the Europa League, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, got a stain on it, and then moved to Manchester, hopefully. That is the situation with me. I think that he is more favourable to come to Manchester United because this football club can offer him something else, a massive feather in the cap playing for Manchester United. So Sergio Aguian, I think he would be absolutely keen on doing it. You know, there was talk that negotiations with his agent are ongoing as well in terms of the terms being agreed. So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully the terms have been agreed with Manchester United and the player, and it's just simply a case of negotiations with the football club. It seems like that's always the way. It seems like these reports come out, and it's always the issue with United is the negotiations with the football clubs. It's never the negotiations with the players, it seems, these days. What really annoys me is our inactivity and our unwillingness to bend. Like, we have got a great opportunity to get a good player, even if it's only for a couple of seasons. Hell, even if it was just a season-long loan, I would rather have him than not. Because you never know when you're going to need him. Luke Shaw could be just absolutely melting come January. His stamina, his fitness, his conditioning, all these things are a concern. His injury proneness, all these are a concern. Brandon's a good young man. We've gone through all of these things, all the reason why we should get Sergio Aguian to the football club. So there's no good excuse for these melters not to do it, my friends. Like, they've got to go out there this window in the next few days and get these two players in. Give us Manchester United fans something, please. Just give us something, please, soon. Because this is getting painful. It is. And Sancho, you know, hopefully there's that bid in the next 72 hours. That's what we're hearing. There is going to be a bid lodged in the next 72 hours. But, I mean, look, who's the guarantee that we can get the deal done there? Who's the guarantee the bid will be satisfactory to them? But what we can do is get a Sergio Aguian, a 23-year-old up-and-coming left-back who's got great attacking prowess and has really impressed and improved this season and certainly looked good against us when we played against them. And we can get him for 25 million euros with a buyback clause. Why the hell wouldn't we go ahead and do that? Even if that is the stumbling block. Like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Pay the extra money and get him permanently. That's the ideal situation. So that's what we're negotiating with Real Madrid at the moment about. It's basically the buyback clause. We want them. We don't want a buyback clause. They want a buyback clause. We want to have him permanently. We don't want to develop him for a few years. Look, United never does that, actually. United never does that. We never sign players with the view to having them leave at some point. We never sign players like that. It's always a permanent deal. They never really have release clauses, minimum fee release clauses in their contracts. They never really have buyback clauses in their contracts. I mean, maybe occasionally. I don't know if any of you can think of any examples, but I'm really struggling to think of any situations where we've had that. We have had good players who've developed and maybe gone on to better things, like the Cristianos of this world, and had them through development years. Well, the same thing could be said for this guy. Like, it's a good time to get him, even if it is only for a few seasons. So get the deal done, lads and lassers. Negotiations between Real Madrid and Manchester United continue today. Real Madrid still wants the buyback clause. Manchester United value him at around about 25 million without a clause. This is what we understand. Whereas Real Madrid want in excess of 30 million euros if it's to be without a clause, which is absolutely spot on in my opinion, because if you're going to get him permanently, then pay the money. But look, these figures obviously are just what's being reported here in terms of actuality. We don't know if Real Madrid want 15 million more, 10 million more. If I was Real Madrid, I would be fully aware that, yeah, you've got Mendy and yeah, you've got Marcelo, but Marcelo's 32 years of age. He's not going to be there forever. You've got a good player ready in the wings, waiting, no pun intended, waiting in the wings. And all you've got to do is let him go out on loan to Sevilla for a couple of seasons and develop him. Wait for Marcelo to retire, and you've got a ready-made player to come in there and be a great player for you and the Spanish national side. So, you know, Real Madrid, really, they don't have much incentive to sell at that price without a buyback clause. If I was Real Madrid, I certainly would want to put a buyback clause in there unless the money was obviously very good. Unless Manchester United sweetened the deal a considerable amount of money, then of course we would have to have another look at it. But until that happened, I would be pretty adamant that no, we don't want to give Reguilon away without a buyback clause. You can totally understand it. This is obviously a great player that they're hoping will develop in the future and be a fantastic player for them. So they wouldn't have any incentive to get rid of him for anything less than that, really. United would have to pay to sweeten the deal, lads and lasses. Oh my days, what an absolutely frustrating window. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you're just pissed off with Manchester United in this transfer window. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, lads and lasses. Also, please do hit that like button if you have not done so already. That would really help this stream out a lot. We've gone over 100 likes, everyone. Shout out to all of you guys and gals out there that do that. Really does help us out. Thank you very much. Hit that thumbs up if you have not done so already. Look at that. Aaron Homeyard with the 1. Zany Geek with the 1. Dean Flynn, Jim Joe Bobley, Brian Tucker, Adavitz, Dexter Tugwell, Motivation, Jim Joe Bobley, Simon Cowie with the 2. So he's happy with the window. Hey, fair play, Simon Cowie, my friend. Well, I'm not happy with the window. It's a gash-tastic window. Absolutely awful. Robert Carr says, not as pissed off as last year, to be honest. I'm still hopeful. Really, Robert? Because like last year, we did get a few good players in the window, though. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was obviously a good signing, 50 mil. I know what you're saying, though. It took a long time. Like, everything just takes a long time at the football club. It's a drag. It's a drag being a United fan for a transfer window. Everything drags on. It would be nice if they just did it at the start of the window, like we had that negotiation with Sancho, if they got it done then. Got some of these deals done earlier. The Van der Beek deal is great. I mean, the fact is there's still a month left of the window, but there's only a few days left before the season starts. That's not good preparation. Whichever way you look at it, United have been caught absolutely dicking around on this one. If you had an opportunity to sign these players earlier, you should have got them. Because, like I say, it allows Ole Gunnar that situation to be able to develop them a little bit more within the team, in terms of training, in terms of gelling, in terms of all that sort of chemistry thing that you can only get from really being around your team and being with your team. And, of course, settling in in a new city. That's also a factor. Like, you've got to be mentally happy and mentally settled, I think, to be coming into a football club to expect to have a great impact immediately in all departments. It's not just the training, it's not just the team, it's not just the tactics, it's not just everything that you will benefit from having a couple of extra more weeks doing, obviously. Like, if you have Jadon Sancho come in, Solskjaer's not been working with him all summer or working with him in training like the rest of the lads. He ain't got a freaking Scooby-Doo what a system Manchester United want him to play, really. Okay, Solskjaer might just say go out there and do it, but at the end of the day, it takes time to get that sort of kinship with your teammates. It takes time to get that sixth sense with your teammates and that ability. So it's a piss poor window.
Colby has said a few times, thank you for reading my name correctly. So many people call me QB.
Oh, no worries, Colby. No worries, mate. No, thank you for getting in here. Thank you, everybody. Collins Achiri, how you doing, Collins? Dean Flynn, what's crack-a-lacking? Dean Flynn says, Pig, what is the 16-year-old we signed? So it's just basically a young lad from Atletico Madrid. That's all really. A young 16-year-old lad. Don't know anything about him, to be fair, but we have signed a player. It's for our youth setup, obviously. It's not for our first team or anything. It's for our youth setup. I've clicked off it now. I've forgotten his name already, but maybe one for the future. I covered it earlier on in the video, though. So, but yeah, it is a 16-year-old player Manchester United signed. He apparently chose us over Dortmund. He's from Atletico Madrid on a 5-year deal. So, a little bit of movement for our youth setup there, at least, even if it's not really going to have an impact on us right now. Robert says, yeah, true, we sorted the defence. I mean, last summer window, by the way, my bad, but it was annoying that we had to wait till January for Bruno. Yeah, actually, you're so right, Robert. Like, I was super pissed off last transfer window as well. You're right. Until we got Slabby and, of course, Slabby and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and, of course, Daniel James came in the summer, I think, didn't he? But, yeah, overall, that was disappointing because we all knew we were still at least a creative midfielder away. It turns out that having had the season and still finished all those points behind Liverpool and all that we know we need more players than that now. But we certainly thought we definitely need a creative midfielder, somebody to unlock defences. That was a big issue with United, was the ability to break down lesser teams. We saw that. You saw that at the start of the season a lot. Like, we had a lot of games where we struggled against the lesser teams and they play the low block and they sit back and we didn't really have an answer to it. All of a sudden, January comes around, we finally get the Bruno business done, and then he unlocks every defence and United play the best football they had done all season after lockdown. It's not rocket science. Get the right players in the right places and they can do the right things. So I agree with you, actually, Robert, because the window was lacklustre. We didn't get all the business done that we should have done. And like you say, Bruno should have come in January. Sorry, in summer. He came in January, and then he should have come in summer. You're talking about paying peanuts, really, for a player of that caliber. Even if it was £15 million more, how is that not good value, really? Like, to get him at the start of the season, to be out. He could be the difference between you winning, getting top 4, anything like that. He could be the difference. So why wouldn't you just pay that little extra at the start of the season, start of the summer transfer window, get Bruno Fernandes in, rather than what they actually did, which is fanny around with negotiations all this time and get the deal done last minute Jacko in January. Piss poor, man. Piss poor. I agree, mate. Yes, guys, get your thoughts and opinions in as we go along and we cover all these different stories. In terms of Sergio Aguian, though, going back to that, guys, where are you at with that? Do you think Manchester United are going to get him on that one? I personally think that we absolutely are going to get him for the reasons I mentioned. Sevilla is a good club, but it's not as big of a club as United. He's followed a bunch of United players recently. We're obviously interested in him. We've been negotiating with his agent. We've been negotiating with Real Madrid, trying to get that deal done. It does have that buyback issue there, which I think United should just suck up and deal with and get him in anyway. Bruno Kovacevic, he says, Alex Telles better than Reguilon. Interesting. Well, yeah, I think Alex Telles is a bit older, though, isn't he? I mean, let's just get Alex Telles' information up. I know Alex Telles is obviously a very good player, Brazilian international. He's 27 at the end of the day, so you would expect him at 27 being a top player to be a better player than Reguilon at 23 anyway. I think it's a different type of sign, and I know what you're saying for a short-term fix. Maybe Telles is a good option as well. There's some links with him going to Wolves. I don't believe the legitimacy of the Alex Telles links whatsoever. Just so you know, I think that's all just part of the old PR propaganda machine to try and get this deal with Real Madrid done. United want to offer 5 to 10 million more for him without a buyback clause, and they're just trying to press a little bit of pressure on Real Madrid to maybe think, well, if we don't get him, then we're going to just loan him to Sevilla when we could get a little bit more money and things like that. So I think United are trying to leverage that, but that's my opinion. It's a little bit wacky and zany, I know. But anyway, yeah. So it all remains to be seen what's going on with Reguilon, but hopefully there'll be something concrete with that in the next few days. My personal opinion is we will sign Sergio Aguian before we sign Jadon Sancho, if indeed we can get this deal done with Real Madrid where they will accept us with a buyback clause and stuff like that. Nice one, guys. Mike Phelan following Sancho. That is so funny. Just the thought of Mike Phelan even using Instagram just makes me feel strange. Does that anyone? I don't want to be ageist or anything like that. Definitely not. I wouldn't want to be ageist. I'm getting on myself. But I just can't imagine Mike Phelan on Instagram. I don't know what. Am I the only one on that one? I don't know. Mike Phelan on Insta. Louis van Gaal on Insta. Manuel Pellegrini on Insta. You know, there's just certain people you just don't really associate with Instagram. And Mike Phelan's one of them. But I know he is on there, so fair play.
Bibs Akim, I'm trying to understand what he means. Nick.
Nice video, boss. Bibs Akim, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Nice one. Have a cheeky like on it, everyone. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do hit that button. Okay then, so yeah, also other reports coming out as well, just so you know, Manchester United being held up in their transfer pursuit of Sergio Aguian because of the buyback clause. There's more reports coming out here talking about the same stuff, so this is just today also. And of course, we would like to add Aguian because Luke Shaw is a little bit of a injury-prone melt. Some people might say that. I personally wouldn't say that, but some people might say that. Also, it looks like maybe Leicester City are going to sign David Brooks from Bournemouth, a player that Manchester United were interested in supposedly earlier on in the window anyway. A player that I wouldn't mind seeing going there, to be fair. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing David Brooks come to United, as long as he was our 6th, 7th signing of the window. If it was a case of we've added the quality and the depth and we're just adding a bit more depth, then yeah, okay, I could take a David Brooks, I could take a Josh King, I could take these sorts of guys coming to the football club, I could handle that. But not as our go-to first few signings of the window here, no way.
Aaron said, can he get a shout out for his friend Alice Honey?
Aaron, shout out to your friend Alice Honey. How you doing? Hiya, Alice Honey. Thank you for stopping by and listening to the show also. Shout out to the home yards as well. And everybody tuning in. Screenshot Mania, Jesse Lingard, Idiot United, Aaron, Matt Rush, Collins, Mr. NLWT, G Wolf United, The Trooper, A. Roy, Cress Welsing. Hey, Roy, yeah, we've already covered that in this video, mate, but good comment. He says United share prices have increased significantly. The last that happened was before Pogba's sign. Absolutely, we already covered that. Breaking news on the start of the show, but just to tell everybody again, I think that's a really good indicator, actually, that there is some business on the horizon for United. Like Hey Roy has just said there, there is a very good chance that there's going to be an offer kind of player coming in there, because like the last time we had a big share price increase like this, it's not just players. It can be to do with commercial deals and all these sorts of things. If there's a big deal approaching in terms of commercially, a sponsorship, that sort of thing, then there, of course, will be a big increase in the share price. But it doesn't seem like there is anything like that on the horizon for Manchester United. What it does seem like is that there's going to be a big offer for a big player, a la Jadon Sancho. Who knows, maybe a couple of other players come the end of the window, and United's share prices are going to rocket. So obviously people are betting on this, people are buying the shares, and of course the share prices are increasing at the moment. So pretty interesting that. I mean, it doesn't guarantee anything. It doesn't mean 100% that Manchester United are going to sign Jadon Sancho and Thiago and all these guys this window. But what it does do, it just gives us a little indicator, gives us a little bit of hope that maybe there is something on the horizon in terms of big movements for Manchester United in the next few days. Sergio Aguian, Jadon Sancho, these are the guys we should be looking to get in this week, and still add a centre-back to Manchester United's ranks before the end of the window. Legends, guys, over 300 of you lads and lasses stopping by and getting in here for this evening's show. Hey, if you're new to this channel, click the subscribe button, click the sub button, and click the bell icon to be notified when we go live on this channel as well. If you're new, smash that subscribe button. We cover all Manchester United daily news, transfer news, all other stuff, player interviews, the lot. Earlier today, in fact, we had Luke Chadwick on, ex-Manchester United Premier League winner, showing us his Premier League medal on the channel. Check that video out afterwards, after this video, if you haven't seen it, because it's an interview with Luke Chadwick talking about Sancho, transfers, this transfer window, all sorts of awesome stuff. He was absolutely awesome. So if you haven't watched it, then watch it after this show, because Luke Chadwick was great value and he gave us some really good insight into his time at United as well, and also currently United now. Legends, yeah, no spamming in the live chat, lads and lasses. One at a time, obviously. You're okay to write the same comment after a little while, of course, if you just want me to see it and I've missed it, because remember, there's a lot of comments coming through here. But if you want me to answer it, then by all means, repeat it a bit later, but don't just spam it out like bish, 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 because that's going to piss people off, isn't it? And you will get timed out. You will get timed out by our moderators. Our moderators are militant, my friends. They will time you out if you spam. So try not to do that. Evening to you, Mr. Ipswich Town. How are you doing, buddy? Thanks for getting in here. Illis has blocked the spamming melters. Great stuff. Matt Rush, thank you so much for the information here, my friend. Really appreciate that. Thank you for reminding me. So here we go. New reports in. AS Roma have reached an agreement. Breaking news with Chris Smalling. And the next couple of days, it's expected that Roma will announce the signing of Chris Smalling, and he will become a Roma player again. So we knew this was on the horizon. We've been talking about this. We announced a couple of days ago there's an agreement in place in the region of 13 to 14 million euros. And in this scenario, it looks like it's all going to be done in the next few days as well. So in terms of getting players out of the football club, Manchester United got rid of Alexis Sanchez. We haven't got any other players out of the football club yet, though. It looks like Chris Smalling is going to be the next player to go. So what do you think about that, lads and lasses? Stick a love heart emoji in the live chat for Mr. Christopher Smalling for all his years hard service. To be fair, he's not always been surplus to requirements at United, remember. He's done pretty well for a lad that came through from, was it Maidstone or whatever? I don't know. He's done a pretty excellent job in terms of development and being a great pro. And of course, Roma are lucky to have him. He's a good player. He's doing well for Roma over the last year on that loan deal. And now, of course, it looks like he's going to make that move permanent. He is surplus to requirements at United. Solskjaer said maybe he likes how Rojo's been since he's been back at the club, so maybe Rojo's going to be sticking around as well as a backup option. We've got Jones. Don't even get me started on Phil Jones still being at the football club, but we've got Jones, all the centre-backs that we've got. So we don't need Chris Smalling. So this is looking likely in the next 2 or 3 days. Roma are confident that they will sign Smalling on a permanent deal. So just to give you a little bit of news there, AS Roma have reached an agreement with Chris Smalling. There was a hold up for a couple of days where Smalling wanted a 4-year deal, and AS Roma, obviously at 30 years of age, they only want to give him a 3-year deal. That was what was being reported, and it seems like they've reached an agreement. Whether that means they've met at 3 or they've met at 4 years, we don't know at this stage, but it is understood that they've reached an agreement with Chris Smalling in terms of a personal agreement, and now the rest of the points of the deal with the club and of course the player and everything will be ironed out in the next couple of days. Shout out to Matt Rush. Thank you for the super chat there, Matt Rush, you absolute legend. He sent a super chat in. It says, welcome new subscribers. Great show, Pig. Thank you very, very much, Matt Rush. Yeah, welcome to all the new subscribers. We smashed 27k this week, lads and lasses. Absolutely unbelievable. Great support from you, lads and lasses. Thank you for subscribing. And if you are new to this channel, do what Matty Rush says there. Give it a subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. We post usually twice a day on this channel, around about 3 p.m. At the moment in this transfer window, because there's obviously some new updates and some new movements every single day. We've been doing a couple of videos a day. So that's the plan at the moment, 3 p.m. and sort of 9 to 10 p.m. We're a bit later today because we did the England watch along on the channel also. But yeah, like we're doing a bunch of daily videos about United's transfers and stuff like that. We'll keep you up to date with all the information. I've got some great sources within the football club, and Matty Rush is a transfer guru. Of course, you know, all this information that I'm giving you, I don't tell you anything is done, dusted, anything like that until I know that it is. So so we're all just, there's no BS on this channel. I try not to BS you, but obviously what we are talking about is the big news at the moment. Everybody's banging on about Jadon Sancho bid incoming. Everyone's saying there's a massive bid incoming for Jadon Sancho in the next 72 hours. Share prices have just shot up. All the information is out there to be seen. Mike Phelan's just followed him on social media, on Instagram, whatever. There's all these little points, you know. There's a talk about him having a deal in his contract where once he got his 11th cap for England, Dortmund had to pay him $1.5 million bonus, so he's hanging on for that. There's all these little bits of information that started to come out again today. So there's a new update for you. Expected bid from Manchester United in the next 72 hours. Hopefully it happens. But look, this is what I'm saying. It's not a guarantee, everyone. And even if we do go and launch a bid for them, it's not a guarantee Dortmund will accept. We supposedly missed the boat on that one. That's what they told us. Of course, if the deal's sweet enough, there is no such thing as a deadline, as a hard deadline, especially when the window's open. If we meet them where they want us to meet them, then he will be our player. I think it's as simple as that, because he wants to come to the football club. Primot, thank you so much for getting in here. Have a great time at disc golf, my friend. Good luck to you, mate. I hope you get a hole in one or a net in one or whatever. You legend, Primot. Thanks for stopping by. Camilo Neira says, Upper Meccano. Noel Clark, how you doing as well, mate? He says, hi, fine pig. How you doing, Noel Clark? Colby says, Pig, describe the third kit in 3 words. I would say zebra lawnmower atrocity. That is what I would say, mate. It's an absolute melt, that third kit. I don't know what that is all about. It looks like somebody's been run over with a lawnmower. It's a bag of absolute crap, my friends. Nice one, guys. So, yeah. Get your thoughts and opinions in then, lads and lasses, about what we talked about Chris Smalling. Let me know how you feel on Chris Smalling, actually. What do you think about Chris Smalling? Are you going to be bothered if Chris Smalling leaves the football club? I'm not bothered about it. Fair play to him, he's a good lad, but no, we need to move on. We need to move on from these players of old, from a bygone age, from an age of disappointment, from an age of melting. We need to get onto some of the winners, get a winner's mentality at United and get rid of those old days, those lingering ginger goblin moisey days. We need to get beyond that now. Griffo Chaz, how you doing as well, mate? Says he didn't know disc golf was a thing. I've never played it, actually, so I'd like to play that, but I don't know if there's anyone around where I lived that does it, but it sounds pretty cool. G Wolf says absolutely gashtastic. That's also 3 words, I suppose, to describe the kit. Abba Latif says, good evening, Pig. Good evening, all. Hey, it's great to have so many of you stopping by in here late as well, you know. So thank you for all the people that are just getting in here too. Please do us a favour and smash that thumbs up button, lads and lasses, if you've not done so already. Get your opinions and your thoughts in the comment section. I really would like to hear from you. Noel Clark says, any news about Axel Twanzebe? I personally haven't heard any news about Axel Twanzebe in terms of what's going on at the football club, if he's going out on loan or if there's any business to be done there. I would hope that Manchester United are looking to keep him. I would think that actually Axel Twanzebe deserves a chance in this side if United do not sign a new player. At 22 years of age, they're either going to sell him or play him, aren't they? Okay, he could be a backup again, but if I was Axel, I'd be looking at breaking in that side. And Victor Lindelof, it's not like you've got this absolute destroyer in front of you like Paolo Maldini or something. No, you've got an absolute melt, to be fair, in Lindelof. And he has been that this season. I don't care what people say. Overall, I think he's melted. Yeah, in some games, he's been boss, but not to a good enough consistent standard at all. Gashtastic season from Lindelof. Not good enough, man. Maybe it doesn't help David De Gea. He's had all sorts of errors and issues and problems this season. Maybe it doesn't help the confidence having an absolutely weak backline in front of him. I don't know. I don't think that would do him the best favours, to be fair, in terms of mentally, but still, he's had a shit season too. He's got to step up and sort himself out.
406 legends
400 legends tuning in, apparently. That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you for joining me this evening. It's a late show as well. We didn't even get going until 10:30ish. So really appreciate you all getting in. I didn't think there'd be so many of you in here tonight. Brum Hulk says United need a forward. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, it depends what you mean by a forward, really. If you mean a striker, I think we're okay for the moment. But I think if you need a winger, like a forward winger, like Sancho, then 100% we definitely do. We need 100% a forward in Jadon Sancho. We need that right winger. That allows Mason Greenwood to play anywhere else across the front three. You've got your front three sorted then. It's Sancho or Mason, really. But Sancho, really, if you're paying this big money for him and he's 20 and as good as he is. Sancho, Martial, Bruno, and of course Rashford on the left. And Greenwood actually can play in any of those positions, even in the hole. Greenwood can even play in the hole. He's that good on the ball. He reads the game that well. His vision's great. His intelligence on the football is brilliant, and how he reads the game. You can just see that already. So he can actually play in any of those positions. He can even play CAM. So he can play left wing, he can play right wing, he can play striker. And Igalo's here until January, so we don't really need to get that striker position sorted out until then anyway, with getting a new player in. We missed out on Jude Bellingham, of course, didn't we? We missed out on Erling Haaland. Shit bits of business by the club. I think we could have done with getting both of those guys in. To Dortmund, to Bundesliga and stuff, it's like, it's not good. It's really not good. I mean, we should be doing better than that. And I think it's all down to our ignorance and our unwillingness to change in modern times a little bit and get certain clauses in certain contracts. It was the agent negotiation that broke down last time. Maybe it's to do with slightly agent fees, but also to do with a future release fee for Erling Haaland. Same thing can happen with Reguilon, and I'd be pissed off if we didn't get him now. The United Way says, Roy wasn't spamming, he said I wasn't, and I believe him. I don't know, I've missed out. To be fair, there's some stuff going on the live chat, I don't know, but I just have to put faith in my awesome moderators. Stick a 1 or a love heart or something awesome. Stick an awesome emoji in the live chat for the moderators, everyone. The people on this channel that give up their time to make sure that this community stays safe, make sure that all the scummers are kept out, make sure that the potential lead scummers who come on here and give us horrible abuse about Munich and all that sort of stuff are kept away. And all the racists and all the horrible people in this world, unfortunately. 99% of people, I think, or maybe slightly less than that, in this world are good. But of course, there are a bunch of melters out there. So these people, the mods are absolute legends. They keep us safe. These blue spanners, everyone, look at them. The trooper getting in there with the strawberries, Adovitz with the love hearts. Illy United, Simon Cowie, Alan Spence, Bruno Kovacevic, RGV in his house as well. Legends. Thank you so much to you all for supporting and getting in here with this channel. Subscribe to the channel, lads and lasses. We've got daily content for you about Manchester United. Also, after this video, don't go anywhere. Go on the channel and watch the Luke Chadwick interview from today. Great insight into some of the thoughts and opinions of an ex-Manchester United Premier League winner, talking about who he thinks we should bring in this season, and all sorts of stuff. So, you know, we've got some good stuff coming on this channel, everyone. So get involved, subscribe, and join along for the ride. There's a brilliant community of people as well. We call them the Bacon Brigade on here. Obviously, the channel's called Flying Pig United. It's a bit random. People ask me, why is the channel called Flying Pig United? I don't have a good reason for it. I guess I used to be called that when I was a youth goalkeeper, because I used to play in goal and I used to fly around. I was a bit porky. I got the nickname the Flying Pig because I was airborne, my friends. I was airborne, you know what I mean? But anyway, the point is, that is why I called it. I don't know why. 7 years ago, I set this channel up and I called it that. Now, it's a bit of a shit name, really, for a United channel. But don't let that put you off, you know. Don't let that put you off. Subscribe to it. We're called the Bacon Brigade. And it's a great community of legends. So get involved. You're welcome here. As long as you're not a complete melt job, you're absolutely welcome in this community to get involved. Such as Gaz G says, Luke Chadwick interview top drawer. Thank you, Gaz G. Really appreciate that. We also had Eric Nevland on last week. I don't know if anybody of you remember him, but he played for Norway for 8 times. He played with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He was at United for a while. And he, of course, had a good career elsewhere. Played at Groningen with Suarez, I think. So we're getting some good guests on recently, guys. We're getting some good guests on. So check it out and show your support and chuck a like on it and subscribe. Thank you very, very much. The United Way says, when pigs fly, it's a dream. There you go. Yeah, I mean, look, will we sign Jadon Sancho? Maybe when pigs fly. Collins comments, Piggy, can't Man United just go and get players we want like other teams? Why so much drama? Okay, I'll explain to you, and I would like you all to pay attention this time. I'm just joking. What a twat thing to say. That's just a joke, by the way. But listen, I'm joking. But look, Basically, we've got the shittest owners in English football. Even Mike Gashley over at Newcastle United have signed a couple of players in this window, which is good for them. Good couple of sort of quality players for them, really. I think it was Ryan Fraser and Callum Wilson. Those are good players for Newcastle United, actually. Like, they're comparatively, you could argue, I'm not going to say better than, no. In terms of the profile of the football club, that's a big signing for them. It's a good signing. United, on the other hand, we've got Donny van der Beek, which in terms of the profile of football clubs is a good signing, but we haven't gone out there and done any tremendous business whatsoever. Chelsea, other teams, they do it, but we can't. Piss poor. It's our owners, though. It's our owners, it's Woodward, it's the Glazers, it's the whole board, it's everyone at this football club at the top. Reluctant to spend the money, unfortunately. They fanny around with negotiations for so long. Harry Maguire took a year. Bruno Fernandes took a year. We could have had those guys in earlier. We could have had them performing, playing, bedding in, setting in, playing great football, helping us achieve more points earlier on than we did have in the end. And the only reason is money. Trying to penny pinch, trying to save a few £1 million on the deal, which is what's happening with this Sancho deal. That's why we didn't sign him at the start of the money. Just pay the money, Glazers. It's as simple as that. Just pay the money. Lauren Hicks, how are you doing, Lauren? She says, Glazers. I hate talking about the Glazers. I don't even want to talk about it. It winds me up. I was in a really good mood. Somebody mentions the Glazers. It just gets it gets my hackles up. Is that a word? It gets my heckles. Lauren Hicks comments, Glazers' bank balance has grown tenfold since they bought United. There you go. They're milking us. They're milking us for everything we're worth, it seems. From the outside looking in as a fan. Just think about it, obviously floating us on the stock exchange, generating cash that way, all these big commercial deals, Chevrolet and all these different projects that we've got going. I'm not saying there's anything bad about that. All football clubs have sponsors. It's a great way to generate cash. But it is just, where's that ultimately, where is that money that's being generated going? Is it going into the coffers? Is it going into players? It doesn't seem to be. It's going into paying debts off, which they bought the club with. It's going into paying their grandchildren's college tuition. It's going in all this sort of stuff, guys, because they're businessmen. They've bought it as a business to generate them cash. They're not really fans. Obviously not. They're not fans that have bought the football club to try and win things. It's not like Roman. It's not like Roman's a fan of Chelsea before he bought them. It's just the fact that he bought a football club. He's a passionate man. He wanted to have a little project and he put all that money into it, and it's had that success. He spends the money. They did have that window, though, last year where they didn't spend any money. So they've had two windows in one, effectively, you could argue. They have spent a lot, but they've had two windows in one. They didn't spend that last year because they couldn't, because they were banned for cheating, lads and lasses. Banned for cheating and spending too much money. I think they were anyway. What was it the transfer ban was for, actually? I think I something like that. Shoni comments, Sancho is a red. I definitely hope that's true, Shoni. I would love it if it's going to be in this week. I think there's a possibility that it could be in the next week. Firstly, we've got to go and get the deal done. Almost 200 likes on the video as well, everyone. Thank you for doing that. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's see if we can get to 200. Mutajba, try and get to 400. There's 440 people watching, lads and lasses. Ucash Armour says, what is the comparison between Alex Telles and Reguilon? Well, Alex Telles is 27. He's older. He's more experienced. He's also rapid. He's probably a better defender. Reguilon may be arguably better going forward, but Telles is good going forward also. So, I haven't seen too much of either of the player ever, really. I've seen Telles maybe once or twice, and I've seen Reguilon a few times this season, mainly because United were playing against them, and mainly because we watched a couple of the Sevilla games, like the one where they played Wolves, and a couple of the games like that. So we have seen a little bit of him. I don't follow La Liga much to see what he's doing week in, week out over there this season, and I don't follow the Portuguese league either to know really how good Telles is. So these are just speculations at the moment from me, but I think that Reguilon is a better option because he's cheap, because he's ready, wants to come, he's 23, he's getting better. It's a good option for growth at Manchester United for him, and he'll add some quality to our side without being a big name prima donna expecting to start every single game. So I kind of like it. I kind of like the Reguilon transfer more. Just to give everyone an update then who's just getting in here, because there must be a few of you who are just getting in. I just want to give you a quick rundown of what's happened in the news, and then we'll get into the Q&A stuff. So finally, I'll just go through everything. Chris Smalling, looks like there's going to be a deal done with Roma. He's agreed terms, or they've agreed personal terms with Chris Smalling, and they're just crossing the T's and dotting the I's and doing everything with the football club. Should be about 13 or 14 million euros, and it's looking likely in the next few days that Roma will announce the signing of Christopher Smalling Smalling, aka Mike Smalling, aka Chris Smaldong. And they might actually get him pretty soon in the next few days. So that's a bit of news there. In terms of Reguilon, Manchester United are still negotiating with Real Madrid, trying to get the deal done with the fee, the buyback clause. It's a bloody annoyance, but they want a buyback clause in it because it's a good young player developing. We want to pay them a little bit more and take the buyback clause out. They want a little bit more than that still, and Manchester United are going to have to negotiate with them. So that's the situation as it stands with Reguilon. And in regards to Jadon Sancho, the share prices at Manchester United have gone up significantly today. This happened last time when Pogba was being signed. It happens sometimes when you sign a big player and there's expected to be a big commercial boom. And obviously you're buying a big asset and all this sorts of stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Sometimes it can be on the verge of a commercial deal or something like that. But in this instance, we're thinking people are edging their bets on the stock market there because there's a good chance that Manchester United are going to do some heavy business soon in the next few days. It's also being reported that there is a bid that's supposedly going to be lodged for Jadon Sancho in the next few days. Everyone's reporting that Manchester United are looming around Jadon Sancho right now and are going to be putting the bid in. So we'll see if that happens. We'll see if it can be done, if it can be agreed. It doesn't mean even if we do put a bid in that Dortmund will accept the bid. It has to be a valuation that they feel is fitting and suitable for their player, which is going to be a lot of money. Oh, bless you, darling. And we also need to make sure that that there's in terms of the future clauses and things like that, obviously that's not going to be an issue, but with Reguilon, that's got to be sorted out. And with Sancho, the Dortmund deal, we have to make sure that the amount that is paid up front and all that kind of business is suitable with Dortmund. That was a big stumbling block last time when we negotiated with them at the start of the window, is simply that they didn't want to sell him with only getting, say, half of the money up front or 60 million up front, and then we wanted to finance the rest of the deal. I think they'll want a bit more money up front and also probably closer to their overall valuation of the player as well in terms of add-ons and bonuses and future fees and things like that. There's no good reason for United not to do it. I know we've had this COVID situation and we're skint comparatively to some of the other clubs anyway because of our shit owners. But even so, come on, make some steps now, guys. Get the players in for Ollie. The season starts in, 11 days for Manchester United on the 19th. We're lucky we've got an extra week. But this just goes to show you how piss poor the planning. PPP. Piss poor planning, piss poor performance, lads and lasses. I always say it, the 6 Ps. And that's what we need to talk to about the Glazers about, to be fair, because they don't plan. They should have got these deals wrapped up earlier, so Solskjaer would have had them beginning at the start of the season, or even earlier on to get them done and bedded in and settled in training. Shocking board. It boils down to Woodward being a yes man for the Glazers and us needing a proper director of football and not having one. Like Edwin in, Edward out. Edwin in, Edward out. Edwin van der Sar would be a great director of football, and that other potato-headed fool should just go off and be like a financial banker again. Or maybe just be the financial man at United getting in these commercial deals. He's good at that, the grubby little melt. So yeah, I think that should be a deal that we need to, that we should look at getting a director of football. That would be the signing of the season if we could get one of those. That's not going to happen anytime soon because of our yes-man situation. Woodward serves a purpose for the Glazers. He's their little puppet master, or they're his puppet master, basically. He's their little puppet toy. He just does what the Glazers say jump, and he says how high, unfortunately. So yeah, I do think that there's a good possibility that we're stuck with them. We're stuck with them for years. I don't see a director of football coming in. All that would do is undermine Edward Woodward anyway with what he's trying to do. If you get somebody in there who's in charge of recruitment and transfers, it's like they're still going to have all these financial stipulations and budgets put in there. They're still going to have to go through Ed and go through the board and go through everyone else to get the deals done anyway. So it's not really, the only way it would be worth having a director of football is if Ed Woodward truly stepped back from his role and we allowed the director of football proper freedom in order to do his job properly. Actually, you get the final say, mate, basically. Here's your money, here's the pot of money, and you get the final say with who you think it should go to. Obviously, the coaching staff, the scouting network, the manager will obviously all be in liaison and communication with each other to decide the sort of targets that they want and the players that they want to go and get. But ultimately, it should be a director of football. You see all these other clubs that have it, that are doing all the negotiations behind the scenes, that have the contacts within the footballing world, which know how the footballing world operates. It shouldn't be a finance guy that is doing that. It should be a football man. And that is why somebody like Edwin would be brilliant, but he wouldn't come to United now with his role over at Ajax. He wouldn't come to United because United, like I say, is a poison chalice of a job. There's no real control. There's no real... you can't really lead it the way you want to. You have to just be that yes man for the Glazers and Woodward. Ultimately, they'll just sack you off, guys. If it doesn't work out, they'll sack you off. So, yeah, it's a disgrace what happens here, to be fair. It is a pretty much a disgrace of a run football club here, I'm not going to lie. VK Dean says, by the way, hi Pig Crew. Right, okay, let's get into the comment section then, lads and lasses. I appreciate you all waiting here. I do like to try and answer pretty much everyone's comments, but there's a lot of you getting in here tonight, so I'll do my best. How long have we been going for, Nicola? I don't want to bore everyone's tears off. Okay, that's fine then. An hour and 10 minutes is how long we've been going for, lads and lasses. So we've covered all the news, we've gone through all the stuff. Crikey, I can talk, can't I? Crikey.
Well,
I had a lot of points to make tonight. There was a lot of little bits of information. If you're just tuning in now, you should probably go back to the start of the video at the end of this video and hear all the transfer news, because there's a few bits of information that we've gone through tonight.
you can definitely talk about football, but if I start talking, it's like zone out.
Zip it. What's going on, Ms528? Right, okay, let's crack on then, guys. Let's get your comments and thoughts and opinions in. Please do us a favour firstly, though. Hit that like button on the video. Give it a little cheeky thumbs up if you can. Roy Keane 2-foot tackle it, and that'll be awesome. Cheers.
Screenshot me and get Mrs. P to answer some questions.
Mrs. P, get Mrs. P to answer some questions. Well, if you want to ask Mrs. P some questions, you can. She's here with me, so you can.
I'll answer your questions.
You should probably sit there, though, if you're going to, so they could possibly hear, but...
I've been asking you a few times. Odds on swapping our zebra kit for a pig kit.
Oh, okay. Colby, odds on swapping our zebra kit for a pig kit. I would say 10,000 to 1, my friend. I don't see that one happening, dude. Maybe if I won the Euro millions or something, the Euro billions, and was able to buy the football club, then that could happen. But I wouldn't do that anyway. I'm a classic. I'd certainly have better kits than the shit ones this season. There's no way I'd sign off on those shit ones. The school bus bloody seat cover, 1970s jobby, the home kit, atrocity. And also the third kit, zebra run over by a lawnmower look atrocity. Those are terrible. The away kit, that one's pretty good. I'd have signed off on that one. But the rest of them are shit.
Ellie's off.
Ellie, thank you so much. Everybody stick a heart in the live chat for Ellie and her awesome moderation skills. Have a great evening, Ellie. Thanks for all the work you do on this channel. Stay classy. Hope you have a good evening. And yeah, nice one. See you soon. G-Wolf, thank you for getting in here and controlling the live chat here too. VK Dean comments, also, when are we getting Mrs. P's face on a couple of streams? Get it done, Pig, get it done. She has been on a couple of streams, actually. She's popped her face in and done a little couple of bits. She doesn't like to do it, my friend. I tried to get her on. She doesn't like to do it.
I've been on a few. I'll try and do a whole one, VK.
R-Man comments, first kit looks sexy. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, R-Man, it's grown on me. I'll say that. I'll say it's grown on me. When I first saw it, I really just didn't like it at all. Like I said, I thought it looked like a bus seat. But it has grown on me a little bit, but I still don't think it's one of the... I prefer last season's kit. I prefer most of the kits we've ever had to this season's kit.
Miss 528 says, Miss P, what's your favourite late night snack? Everything, Miss.
Yeah, everything. Chocolate, cake, you know, the usual stuff. She is called the cake fiend at the end of the day, or bandit.
I seriously wake up throughout the night, like 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I'll go through my cupboards and eat what's ever in there. A can of chocolate, Twix, cookies.
Roast dinner, whatever. She's a nutter.
I've had a roast dinner for breakfast before, actually.
RearGV, thank you for getting in here as well, matey. Right, okay, get your questions in, lads and lasses. I'm going to stick around. You know, we like to do a 90-minute show, sometimes if we can, like a football match. Shout out to everyone who was in the watch-along earlier as well for the England game. Shout out to everyone who watched the Luke Chadwick interview as well today. Watch it after this stream if you haven't seen it. Some great insight into the game and the transfer window at the moment. Do us a favour and hit that like button and get involved for the last 20 minutes here, where we're going to answer as many of you questions as possible. Screenshot Mania, let's have a look at your questions then. He says, hi Pig, I have 2 questions. 1, should we sign PK? Give your thoughts. The reason I think we should sign him is he's better than Shaw. 2, where did you get the get in there, my son quote? Do you mean the noise that plays when somebody subscribes? That's just me saying that. I recorded that. So I recorded it and put like 3 different versions of me recording over it and then put it on there. But if you mean the expression, then get in there, my son's just an old English expression for, I don't know, it's been around for years. I don't know. I definitely didn't invent it. Don't know where it came from. You have to speak louder, Nicola. People can't hear you over there.
Mrs. P, surprised you with a Just Eat order again. again.
No. Do you know what? Because I finished the watch along, and because, of course, with the video I had to set up and do a little bit of conflab with my transfer guru Matt Rush and all this stuff, we haven't actually ordered a takeaway yet. We might order one I don't even know if there's any still open around our way now. We might do, but if not, we're just going to put some oven chips, fish and beans on and have late night fish, chips and beans, and then get a takeaway tomorrow. So that's what we're going to do if not. Okay, great stuff. Okay, Jarvis, no, sorry, I didn't answer your questions, Screenshot Mania. So PK, I don't know why the comparison was short, because obviously PK's a centre-back, if you mean Gerard Piqué. He was at United, he is a good defender, but it's not the sort of defender I see Manchester United going to get, because he's a big-name defender on big money, and United are not spending in that sort of area at the moment. We're spending in the bargain bin. We're going for the Reguilons, and we're going for the Van der Beeks. That's what we're doing at the minute, so I don't see us going for these big-name players. Maybe if there's some sort of a contract situation where it's ending soon, maybe you could see PK return to Manchester United, because obviously he was at United in the past. But I just don't see it happening at all in regards to that one, my friend. And I answered your getting there, my someone. Thank you very much for that, dude. A Dead Channel comments, when do you think Sancho will sign? I personally think he will probably sign in the next 7 days. If I had to wager, I'd say it's the next 7 days, because think about it, United have got their first game on the 19th. I know the window's open to the 4th of October, but why wait until then? Why wouldn't you get the business done this week? Get the business done now, get it done this week, and then you will have that preparation time. You will have Jadon Sancho, you will have Reguilon, you will have maybe even a centre-back if we can be asked, which we should, which we bloody well should, but we freaking well haven't yet. But then we will have them in there, bedded in a little bit earlier. You can work on them with training. Just the fact they'll be around the club earlier is good. So there's no good excuse for not getting the business done in this week. If United are going to get the business done, it needs to be this week. Right, okay. Simon Carey says, Pig, if I had the money to buy the club, I would bring back all blue kit and green and gold kit with the, oh yeah, that was a sexy, you mean the blue kit with the big badge over the half badge sort of thing. That was sexy. If that's the one you mean anyway. Or there's some really nice blue kits, actually. I like the one with the little sort of almost petal design, the classic Adidas one, with the old school one. Rodney Currency, thank you, mate. He says, hello, Pig, great work. Cheers, appreciate it, Rodney Currency. Thank you, my friend. Muchaba Hussein says, no. Why do we overpay? So why should we cough up for Sancho? It's an interesting point you make. I mean, look, it's a lot of money they're asking for a player in this current climate with what's been going on. It's a huge amount of money, my friend. Like, you're talking mega bucks. You're talking 120 million euros post-COVID right now. It's pretty nutty. There is a good reason why not a lot of football clubs are spending money. Not a lot of football clubs have a Russian oligarch billionaire as their owner. Chelsea is spending money, but not a lot of clubs are. Some are. Some have to. Some are. Manchester United are one of those, I think, that have to if we want to be taken seriously next season and challenge and improve and give Ollie the right tools. But still, like it's just the fact that there's so much money lost at the moment is making people reluctant to sell. But because of our share price going up and stuff, hopefully there's some good indications that we might be on the horizon for that to happen. Right then, Eden Norway. Thank you, Eden Norway. What's going on? He says, just joined. How are you doing? He said, did anybody sign? Nobody's signed yet, mate. We've got business to get done. Manchester United in negotiations for Reguilon still with his agent. We're believed to have agreed personal terms with him. It's just really whether he wants to go to Sevilla, whether he wants to go to a different club, whether Real Madrid are accepting the offer from Manchester United, which is understood to be one without a buyback clause for an increased amount. We will see if we can get the business done there. Hopefully we can. Let's have another look. Lauren Hicks says Domino's. Oh, Domino's would be absolutely class, to be fair. I could absolutely bash down a Domino's. James Wright says, what's a good window for you? Van der Beek, Sancho, Thiago, Reguilon, and an experienced centre-back in for cheap, and then get Upamecano next season. Will never happen, but it's needed. Love your comment there, James Wright. That would be a good transfer window for me. I've been saying it from the start, really. We need minimum 3 players, realistically 4 players. And when I say 3 or 4 players, I mean first-team starters here. I mean guys that are being brought in to challenge for first-team spots, or indeed improve upon first-team positions that we've got players there in now. So, yeah, I do believe that a good window for me would be Van der Beek, which we've already got. Sancho, which we're hopefully looking like we might go back and try and get in the next few days. More to be seen on that one. And also, okay, Thiago's not realistic in my opinion, but I think that's a leverage to try and get a move away to either Liverpool or maybe even Barca in the end. But look, I would take Thiago all day long if we got him. Reguilon would be great because it just gives us more depth in the wing-back positions. We've been having issues there with Luke Shaw, and if anybody gets injured, if Aaron Wan-Bissaka gets injured, if, we just need, obviously we've got Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka on that side, but still in general, we just don't have that much depth there. Arman says Shaw can play left centre-back. Very true. Ollie used that system with the three at the back last season to good effect, with Luke Shaw as the left-sided centre-back and Brandon Williams as the flying wing-back on the left. Worked really well. I think Luke Shaw did a good job there, so we can certainly do that. I don't think he can work in a centre-back in a pairing or anything, though. He's a little bit too short and all that sort of stuff. He reads the game well. I think he can be good in a left-sided centre-back position in a back three, 100%. Collective Force in the gaff. How's it going, mate? It's Matty Lewis. We haven't seen you for ages, bro. Dude. How you doing, man? It's great to see you, mate. Thank you so much for getting in here. How are you doing, mate? How are you? That is awesome to see you, mate. Great stuff. What have you been up to, dude? Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you, Matty Lewis, mate. Collective Force in the gaff. Rossard Nicholas says too slow, PK. That's another thing. He is slow. He's got these big long limbs, doesn't he? We're talking about Manchester United zebra kit. Well, he's got legs as long as a zebra, or maybe a giraffe even. In fact, I think a giraffe is probably Gerard Piqué's spirit animal. If we're being honest now, I think mine's probably a sloth, but I think Gerard Piqué is probably his spirit animal is a giraffe. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who's your spirit animal? Comment below. Who's your spirit animal, eh? Your spirit animal, probably a chipmunk, really energetic, really constant, really... I'm just joking. Sweet and cute. And high-pitched. James Wright says he's a cheetah. G-Wolf's a mouse. Gaz G's a gorilla. Agnolo Sikalili comments, we need Upamecano too. Okay, so Upamecano, look, it's a great option. I'd love him. I think he's a good young player. I think 21 years of age. I would go and get him. I would spend the money if I could. I would pay the 60 million or the 50 million euros that's required to go and get him right now. Leipzig have no incentive to sell. They just signed him a new contract until 2023. He has now a clause in his contract which comes into effect next summer, which will set a release clause in his contract, which is reported, take this with a pinch of salt, but reported at around about 45 million euros, I think it was. So, look, there's a waiting game to be played there. If Leipzig want his services for another season, they can wait and they can lose him for 45 million or whatever the release clause is next summer. Or if they want a little bit more money now, if they want to sell him to a football club, they can accept an offer for a little bit more, maybe a fair bit more, because still he's going to be a good player for them this season. Maybe they can renegotiate later as well. It's not like they are definitely going to lose him if they don't sell him now, because they could renegotiate later and remove that clause if they really want, if they want to pay him well, if they want to keep him there. So they could do that. But he has just signed a new contract, so that's unlikely. But in my eyes, he's there for the taking. There's all this speculation and talk about him. We've seen a few games from him. He's played very, very well. Like I said, that game for them against when Diego Costa was up against him, I thought he just absolutely controlled him and bossed him throughout the game. And to do that at 21 years of age, against a really physical good player like that, I think it just goes to show you what sort of defender he is. And okay, you can't really go on one game. Maybe Costa was having an off day or whatnot, but really it's all about the defensive prowess, the clearing balls away, the tackling ability, the reading of the game, the position, the reading of the game, which I think would add something to us. And is he ready-made right now to come in and be that world-class centre-back? No, he's not actually, because he's only 21 and he's only played really a great season for Leipzig here. But he is a good prospect for the future. It's a gamble, but it's not really a gamble when you're talking about somebody who's got such good credentials, somebody that probably will slot in immediately and improve our starting 11. I still think he probably adds us a lot more than Victor Lindelof does right now, coming up with Harry Maguire. So yeah, I think it's one of those guys. We need to get the centre back in this window. If we don't do that, I consider it a poor window. Even if we do get Sancho and Reguilon, I think it'd be a bit of a disappointment if we don't get those guys in.
Screenshot Mania said, "Pig, where's the Discord server?"
Oh crikey, yeah. I don't know if there's a link in the description, but I did. Crikey, I don't know actually. I'll get it actually, guys. Thank you very much. I'll put it in the live chat, guys. Join the Discord. I'll grab it right now so you can share it in there. You can join it. I'll share it, in the live chat so you can join. So let me just copy that. Boom, boom, bash, bosh, bish. Here we go, lads and lasses. I will put it in the description going forward. I think I put it in for one of the last ones. But here is the Discord. There you go. Look in the live chat. click that link. I've just put the link in the live chat to the Discord if you guys want to come up and join and have some obviously some chat and discussion away from YouTube. That's basically what Discord is for, isn't it? It's the Bacon Brigade community. We've also got a Telegram app, but not many people use Telegram, I don't think. So we're going to try and build the Discord up. So if you do want to use Discord, if you do use Discord, there's the link right there, and you can join the Discord account. There you go. I believe I've sent you the right one. Yeah, I think I have, guys. So there you go. Yeah, join that if you want. Davey Fisher says, are you doing a fantasy football league? Absolutely I am, mate. 100%. If you guys want to join that, you can. I will oh shit, I could probably put that in the live chat right now as well, actually. Maybe I should do that. I'll try and get that in the live chat too right now before the end, but I just want to keep speaking for a second and reading your comments out, obviously. So let me just get one more up here. We've got Ida Norway says, where do you think we'll end up next season? I really do hope Solskjaer can pull this off. I think we'll be in the top 4. I think ideally third would be another strong position for us based on what we've done in this window so far. You know, I don't expect to topple City and Liverpool next season. You never know. But I don't really expect to do that. So we'll see what happens in regards to that. But yeah, just to answer your question, I did renew my Premier League Fantasy Football League. So I'll get that out there anyway on social media. I'll probably post it on my community page tomorrow or at some point as well to get it on there. We will be running a competition for it as well. So keep a cheeky lookout for it, and if I can find the app, then maybe I'll be able to log in and put it in there right now. Yeah, I should be able to share this with you lads and lasses in the live chat right now. So if you guys want to join the league, please do join the league. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to log in. Pick team. Here we go. Now, what's this bullshit? Oh, don't worry. I'll do this later. It's having a nightmare. It's having a melt job there. It's having a melt. Let me go back into your comment section. I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer. And just talk to you guys. I try to read everybody's comment out. Let's have a go at that. There's 479 of you watching, so it might be a little bit tricky. Do us a favour, lads and lasses. We're approaching 250 likes. If you have not done so already, it would mean the world to me if you smashed that like button, lads and lasses. Please do chuck a little cheeky thumbs up on it. That will help this channel out massively, help us grow, help us compete with the bigger channels, etc. We are just a small independent channel. But we're doing some bits at the moment, lads and lasses. We're growing, we're getting bigger. Shout out to all the new subscribers, shout out to all the old subscribers, shout out to the players we've had on recently, Eric Nevland and Luke Chadwick today. Check the interviews out. You know, there's all sorts of stuff coming. We're going to have former players on, well, hopefully some current players on one day. You never know. So keep it, your eyes peeled on the channel, subscribe, and also click that bell icon to be notified when we go live on this channel. That would be absolutely sensational.
X-Scanned is going to bed.
X-Scanned, thank you so much for getting in here. You have a great evening. Thank you for stopping by and having your say, and you have a good sleep. Night, X-Scanned. RiarGV says, smash a like. Thank you, RiarGV. Manric Flora comments, we need Sancho. Mate, we need Sancho 100%. Like, what is this? This is mental. I feel like we've gone into some sort of alternate dimension where Manchester United don't have any spending power in the window anymore. It's a joke, man. Ashley Victor comments, what do you think of Ruben Diaz? I think he's a very good player, actually, man. I think we could do a lot worse than Ruben Diaz, to be honest with you. I think he's a good player.
Chris said, stop smoking, Joe. I can hear it in your chest.
You can hear it in my chest?
Well, I can.
It's because I'm speaking, though. I'm speaking right close to the microphone. Anybody would be breathing.
Yeah, but you should stop smoking.
I do have a little bit of a chest problem at the moment, actually, but it's because I've been ill today, guys. Clam J says, doing a latey. That's right, we're putting in the hours, my friends, you know. I love this community. I love interacting with you. You know, sometimes, obviously, if on big channels and things like that, sometimes your comments can get lost. And also, you know, some people just don't read your comments out ever anyway because they're up themselves melts. But me, personally, I will read as many as your comments out as possible. So get in here, lads and lasses. I appreciate all you people for watching, honestly. So I will to spend my time interacting with you guys. Gaz G and Screenshot Mania, have a great evening, fellas. Thanks for stopping by. Have a classy evening. We know that you will. Griffo Chaz comments, Jesse Lingard said he wants to come on the show and address the pigeon comment. Oh my God. So we're going to have to have a conversation in pigeon English then. Or whatever that is. I don't even know what that is, but but I've heard the expression. But yeah, the Trooper says, we love you, Pig. Thank you very much, the Trooper. Man, it's hot under these lights, guys. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the glistening of me? I'm starting to sweat. Starting to sweat now, guys. And my hair's starting to disappear. Not male balding, just green screen issues. Max Paul, how you doing, Max Paul? Thank you for saying hi. Mr. Ipswich Town, what's going on, Mr. Ipswich Town? He says, sorry for asking, man, what's that in regards to? I don't know if I can see your previous comment if I scroll up, which I can. Oh, any chance you want to follow me, dude, or call out to follow me, bro? Do you mean me or somebody else? Yeah, you follow Mr. Ipswich Town, lads and lasses. I don't know what his channel is. I'm guessing it's about Ipswich Town, but yeah, absolutely, give it a follow, lads and lasses there. You might like it, but this is a United channel, so I don't know if you're going to get too many followers being an Ipswich Town fan. But do what you want to do, lads and lasses, for sure. And shout out to you, matey. And yeah, I could give you a follow. Newt Lihaug comments, we should all celebrate signing Sancho. It hasn't happened yet, but we should celebrate optimism and stuff. Oh, Nut Lihaug, thank you very much for the 50 knock there, my bro. But actually, even though you've just paid for my opinion, I disagree with you, my friend. I'm joking. But yes, I do agree. I do disagree with you now, because I think it hasn't happened yet. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, or whatever it is, the old expression is. Let's just get the deal done first before we start saying, you know, it's done and it's a finished deal and all that business. Let's not celebrate a damn thing until this window is finished and we've got 3 or 4 players coming in here. Let's not do that. Ahmed Ibrahim, thank you, Ahmed, says, I like the show. Well, if you like the show, Ahmed, you know what to do, mate. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Click the subscribe button, that way you won't miss the next show. Hey, no worries, Mr. Ipswich Town. Just started it yesterday, man. Well, there you go. If you want to follow Mr. Ipswich Town, there he is right there, lads and lasses. No problem at all, dude. You know, it is difficult starting out on YouTube. I know how difficult it is, so, you know, I'll happily shout people out when they're, you know, trying to get going and all that stuff, because it is a pretty difficult place out there when you first get going. You know, I've been doing this for 7 years, lads and lasses, so it's taken a long time for it to get to the point where we've got thousands of subscribers and hundreds of people tuning in and all that stuff. Originally, I was just sat in my room speaking to 2 people, basically, of which both of them probably disliked the video. So that's how it is at the start, guys. Like, people just don't know you. So until you get out there, until you put the work in, I mean, I think I've done maybe like, I don't know, 13, 14, 1500 videos on YouTube now, I don't know. So quite a lot of work over the years, guys. G Wolf says, smash that like button, boys and gals. Thank you, G Wolf. Cormac O'Mordo comments, we are definitely not signing Sancho at any point ever, or a centre-back. Not being able to get rid of Deadwood due to Corona is holding us back too. Great point, Cormac, and I've gone over this in previous videos. I totally agree with you. Nobody wants to buy our players because they're on such big money. Jesse Lingard, Phil Jones, these guys, 130k, 150k, whatever they're on. Big money. Nobody can really want to be able to pay that sort of money and justify spending the money on somebody like Phil Jones, because that's big money, and you can get somebody who's probably equally as good as Phil Jones, who's up and coming, and pay them half that money. So it's a bit of a stumbling block that when you've got players like the players we have on big money. It's a surprise to me that we got the Alexis Sanchez deal done because he was on such massive money. I know we're paying a percentage of that, but I wonder what that percentage is, guys. It wouldn't surprise me if it's quite a big percentage. You like Screenshot Mania, don't you? Always reading his comments out instead of everyone else's. What's that all about? What's that going on? You're favouring Screenshot Mania here, you know what I mean? I don't know if you realise that, but you've, like, every other comment's yours. Oh, Screenshot Mania says this.
I said lots of people.
No, shout out Screenshot Mania. I haven't seen that channel Asan Akhtar at all, mate, but it sounds quite interesting. Ryan Burberspin9 says, was one of those Mrs. Peace Cake Bandits. Sean Ralph says, collab with Paddock. Yeah, I used to do some videos when they were called Full-Time Devils for them. Did a few watch-alongs. I used to do match reactions for them after the day. But to be honest, I'm just focusing on my own channel these days. You never know. Look, I mean, you know, you never say never, but I'm just focusing on my own channel these days. Griffo Chaz says, 1,213 videos you've done, Mr. P. Thank you for looking into that, Griffo. And that's not counting some of the ones that were just, you know, too crap that I deleted at some point, you know? So there was probably more than that as well. Nice one, guys. Nice one, guys. Thank you, Nutley Howe. Thank you for being a member as well. Thank you, everybody who's getting in here and just commenting tonight. Mr. Ipswich Town says, you're amazing, honestly. You're amazing. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. Anonymous getting in there. How you doing, Anonymous? The Collective Force says, by the way, Vanderbeek, yes. Long time till the window shuts. Plenty of time to get a couple more in. Can't see getting them in ASAP, but by the end of the window, We will all be good. Not ideal, but it's great to see you, by the way, Collective Force. Thanks for stopping by and getting in here with your thoughts. Yeah, I mean, look, Van der Beek, man, is a good signing. I love that signing. Good signing, good money. Everything about it's good. He's going to get better. He's got good credentials, Dutch player, etc. International. All that stuff is all great, and he's going to be good. But we still need to get a couple more players in by the end of the window, to be fair. I know you can't see us getting any. Man, I don't know. I think maybe we'll get... I think we will get Sergio Aguian. I do think that is a realistic proposition. All the clues point to that he will be joining, like the fact that he's followed all those United players and of course everything that's been reported that we're talking to his agent, we're talking to the football club trying to get the deal done. We shall see. But in terms of Sancho, guys, I think Sancho's got less chance of happening. I still think it probably will happen because we need him. But yeah.
Jonathan Gallagher said, "Pig, would you slap Ed Woodward?"
Would I slap him? I don't want to say anything like that online, to be fair. I mean, we all know the answer to that, guys, without me saying it. So I'm not going to say that online, you know?
You just tell him off.
I certainly give him a stern talking to. Batman Night Fan says, heard Sancho will be signing this week. Hey, Batman Night Fan, let's hope so, my friend. It's all over media. It's all over plastered over the papers that there's a big bid incoming for Jadon Sancho. We'll see if it materialises. Hopefully United can get the negotiations done and complete with the football club. The Trooper says, I can't wait till you get to 1 million subs. Dude, calm down. That's not going to happen. I mean, there's so much competition out here on YouTube for what I do. You know, obviously when I started, there wasn't the competition at all, but there's so much competition on YouTube now. Like, it's, for me to get to 1 million subs, I don't know, it would be insane. I would love to one day get to 100,000. I think that is my long-term goal, and I'd be absolutely made up with that. But even so, like this community, 27k people. Look, 450 odd people watching. It's not exactly, you know, this is freaking big, this is awesome channel, lads and lasses. This is buzzing, lads and lasses. It's a great community. In one way, if it was bigger, it'd be worse, because I wouldn't be able to deal with and talk to all you people that are these fine people in here, you know? Polar Bear says, is there any news on Reguilon's injury yesterday? So yeah, he did post on social media after the injury saying about an hour or two later that he's going to be out for a week. Now, in terms of actual definitive scans and all that sort of stuff and actual confirmation, we don't know, but he personally said, I'm going to be out for a week. So whether or not he's embellishing there or he's being optimistic, we don't know. But it seems like his injury is not going to hamper the move to United because it's not a real significant or a long-term injury.
Yes, everyone. So much love to you all, Mr. and Mrs. P, you heroes. Matt Rush, absolute hero. G-Will, Brian, Berber, Griffo, and everyone else. Absolutely,
Griffo, everyone else. Yeah, the Collective Force, good to see you in here, mate. You too as well, mate. Look at it, one of the channel members still there with the piggy emoji next to his name. Shout out to you, my friend. Great to see you back. I'm glad you're all, all been... safe. Nutlahad comments, Sancho will probably sign just so he won. Thank you for the super chat again, by the way. Sancho will probably sign just so he won't have to quarantine when he goes back to Germany. True story. Man, is that a legit case? Is that what would have to happen? He'd have to quarantine for a couple of weeks when he goes back to Germany? I don't know. Iden Norway says, do you think we ought to strengthen our defence or get Sancho? We'd all like both, but that's a long shot, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get all that we want. We all want Reguilon, we all want a centre-back, we all want Thiago, we all want Sancho. I mean, look, guys, get your name in the comment section. Stick the name of the player you would most like to see join Manchester United this window. It doesn't necessarily even have to be somebody we've been linked with. Obviously, don't go silly with your Messis and Ronaldos and all that business. But who would you like to sign? Who's your most important priority for United? Because a lot of people are saying it's centre-back. And even though Sancho is a great player, he's, centre-back's more, I think, maybe more important for United right now. I mean, we were talking to Luke Chadwick earlier. I think you should watch the show. Go over and watch the video. Luke Chadwick on the show earlier talking about United transfers and stuff like that. And he said something very interesting, to quote him as well, he said, Man United could win the Premier League without Sancho, but he doesn't think we could win the league without a top quality centre-half. That is what he said. And I kind of agree with him because all great teams are built with a good backline, a good defence. Certainly having that world-class centre-back in there would be brilliant to have for Manchester United this season.
Screenshot Mania says, tell Joe to get Gary Neville on the show.
Screenshot Mania, I'll try and get Gary Neville on the show, mate. Stop reading Screenshot Mania's comments out now. He's had enough. No, thank you, Screenshot, for getting in there and being so active, mate. No, nice one as well, Nutley Haug. Thank you so much for that, dude. I really appreciate your super chat there, man. Adovitz says Sancho. What's going on, Adovitz? What badge is that, by the way, Adovitz? Is that a basketball badge or something? I can't see from here. It's tiny. What badge have you got there, Adovitz? Matt Rush says subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Matt Rush. Yeah, just lastly, if you haven't subscribed, if you're new to this channel, if this is the first time you're tuning into Flying Pig United, it's a Man United news source. It's a Man United fan channel. It's a place for me to air my thoughts and opinions and also bring you the latest goings on at Manchester United. We've also got an associated website, flyingpigunited.com. Shout out to people like Matty Rush, Griffo Chaz, Sam Hopkins, etc. that help me do bits on that website. Thank you so much to those guys. And yeah, check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. Also, we're on Facebook, Flying Pig United. We're on Twitter at Mr. Flying Pig HD. That's my personal Twitter, and also at Flying Pig United is the channel's Twitter. Instagram's Flying Pig United as well. So give it a follow. Give us a share, give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that good stuff if you want to. It's entirely up to you, but you know, if you like what we're doing on this channel, then you can support it by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel and doing all those things. Thank you very much.
Man Night fan says get Eric Cantona interview. He's on Instagram.
Hey, I've already messaged Eric Cantona. I've messaged basically every Manchester United player you could possibly think of, going back to basically the 70s. So I've already done that, but I am working on a few people. Like, there's people that are making contact and things like that. So watch this space. My ultimate goal, though, for this channel, like in terms of a guest, I think somebody asked me this the other day, like, who would I rather have on? Who would be my ultimate guest? It is indeed Eric Cantona. He's my hero growing up. I think he would be one of the most interesting people to speak to as well, because, of course, he's just such a character and what a player and what a inspiration. I just love Cantona. So he's on my bucket list to get him on the channel one day. Now, I know that's ridiculous to say right now because we've only got 27k subscribers and stuff, but look, you never know. If this I'm not talking about soon, I'm saying maybe in like 5, 10, 15 years time or something, we get King Eric on. You've got to have a dream. Everybody's got to have a dream, and that's my dream. My dream is to get Eric Cantona on this channel. That's my dream. You never know, stranger things have happened, guys, you know, but that would be my dream, to have Cantona on the channel. That'd be amazing. Cress Welsing says, Pig, you do realise it's now Wednesday. Oh, crap. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Yeah, it's midnight. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Bloody hell, I've been talking too long.
I'm looking forward for the fish and chip.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, we have to look in the oven. Yeah, I was going to say we have to look what takeaways are open, but there probably won't be. Collective Force is not even joking. Anyone in any position we need will be good for us, as long as they are better than what we have. Honest opinion. Totally agree, mate. Absolutely. Like, we should always be constantly looking to add a little bit of improvement each window in certain positions. Why just sit back and not do anything? If you can improve on Lindelof, improve on Lindelof. If you can improve on Luke Shaw, improve on Luke Shaw. If you can add to the depth and help Luke Shaw, then do that. So yeah, I agree with you. You should just be getting players in this window now. Jonathan Gallagher says, what about Wayne Rooney, Pig? What about Wayne Rooney, my friend? What about him? You're saying get Wayne Rooney back in the side? Oh, right. Oh, yeah, Wayne Rooney's not going to come on my channel. Wayne Rooney's not going to come on my channel, mate. I haven't even seen Wayne Rooney on any other channel. He's not going to come on my channel. Do you know what I mean? Clayton Blackmore, Asan Akhtar, says, now he might come on my channel. Now that's a good shout, Asan Akhtar.
Have you messaged Everett, said Griffin?
I've messaged Everett. Do you know what, though? In all honesty, I've only done 2 interviews with players so far. I've done Eric Nevland interview, and I've done Luke Chadwick interview. So, do you know what? It's like difficult to get guests when you don't have any body of work whatsoever to show them. Now I can say to, potential United players, I can send them a message. I can say, here's a couple of interviews I've done with some people you probably know. Check it out. This is what we're doing. And they'll probably be more likely to do an interview with me now, I think, anyway. So, yeah, we're making steps in the right direction. We're not going to get Eric Cantona or, Andy Cole or Ruud van Nistelrooy or Robin van Persie or anything like that for a while. Probably. But we will be building up to that, lads and lasses. That's my ultimate goal. I want this to be just a complete Manchester United channel where we're talking about all the latest news, all the latest goings on, all the games, but also sort of talking about the people behind Manchester United, talking about the ex-players, maybe some ex-coaches, people involved with the football club, like just to provide content to fellow Manchester United fans about Manchester United. That is what we are doing. That's the modus operandi of this channel anyway, just to let everyone know. Brian Tellez comments, what do you think if we get Bale and Aubameyang instead of Sancho? If we do this and we defensively, we will challenge for titles this year because we can spend more money at the back and get a CDM. I don't know, because Bale and Aubameyang, look, fair enough, but Arsenal are not going to sell Aubameyang to us. No way this season, no way. Gareth Bale's too much of a risk. He's too injury prone. He's a bit of a prima donna. He's on huge money. It's another Alexis Sanchez situation waiting to happen. Fair play, though, for your opinions, though. I'm not shooting you down. Everybody's got their own football opinions here. These are just mine. Chloe Lee Roberts, that's a great shout. Paul Parker would be a good one. I'd love to get Paul Parker on. What a player, by the way. Bit of an unsung hero for me, Paul Parker. He was a great player. Gaz Newton says, get Phil Jones on. I would love it. Ipswich Town says, heard Jonathan Greenan is very open-minded. That would be a good one, mate. I've emailed Ronnie Johnson as well, RiarGV. Griffo says, get Alexis Sanchez in and want to leave in the first few minutes and want you to pay for him. Hey, pay him for it. I wanted to go back to my old interview. Papa Stores, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, my friend. I don't know if I'd even want that to happen. Mohammed Darwich says, seems that United coach and board are just deciding now their transfer targets. Isn't it happens? Yeah, we'll see what happens there, mate. Next few days, it seems like our targets at the moment in the short term are Reguilon and Sancho. That's what it seems like at the moment. And in terms of a centre-back, we don't really have a proper target we're working on at the moment. Ray Reddington says, what about Mike Phelan? I'd love to get Mike Phelan on. I've also messaged Mike Phelan. We'll see. Look, we're going to get some more people on, guys. It's going to be very interesting. The Trooper says, try Roy Keane. There you go. Well, look, sometimes you've got to contact the agent. Sometimes you've got to pay to get some of these guys on. I have contacted a couple of agents. I have inquired at this stage. I don't know how much they're going to cost, because some people have a high profile and it's just not worth their time for doing something, for nothing. Like, Victor Davies says, hello, Mr. Pig, and to all the Reds. Shout out Victor Davies. Shout out the Cont as well. Shout out the Cont.
Alex Duncan said Peter Schmeichel.
Peter Schmeichel, I've absolutely messaged the Great Dane already. I love Peter Schmeichel. He's one of my heroes as well. He's in my top 5 favourite United players of all time.
Have you messaged Zlatan?
No. Zlatan's not going to come on my show. Can you imagine if I just rocked up next week with Zlatan Ibrahimovic on this channel? It would be amazing, but could you imagine that? That would be the most ridiculous thing ever.
Well, you don't know until you try.
Well, you can dream. Dion Dublin says the United way. That's a great shout, my friend. Yeah, that really is a great shout. Andrei Konchelskas would be a great interview. You might have to learn Russian first, says the Nibbler789. Very true. Screenshot says, get Messi on one day when he's a washed up bum. I will. Brian Teller says, get Bruno in. Okay, I think we're getting a little bit carried away of ourselves now. A Screenshot Mania says, PK is coming, pig. Yeah, okay. Alex Duncan says, Peter Schmeichel, David Beckham.
Yeah, David Beckham, your love.
What about Bebe? Hey, that might be able to make that one happen. William Prunier Pig says, Matt Roche. Hey, any player who played for United's got some interesting stories, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure of that. Roy Carroll says, Michael Fletcher, great shout. Nani says, Screenshot Mania. G-Wolf says, I've messaged him today. Who have you messaged, G-Wolf? I missed it, sorry. MUFC Gang says, Don Pig, I'm out. Another great video. Thank you, MUFC Gang. Have a great evening. You're a top-class person, my friend. Thank you for getting in here regularly. Yeah, I'm probably going to wrap this video up soon. I haven't. The time is crazy. It's too easy to chat to you guys. There's so many of you in here. I want to reply to you all, but it's difficult.
Holy Bear said, send Zlatan a request. You might be.
You never know. Yeah, okay. Jonathan Gallagher, thank you, matey. Jimmy Popperpill says, get Upper Meccano on. Absolutely, we need to get the business done. Alex Duncan says, Ryan Giggs or Bobby Robson. Those would be dreams. They would be dream guests, but you never know. Josh Healy, get Andy Carroll in for a laugh. That really would be a laugh. Papa Storms, Denver Bar, Cress Wilson, get Luke Chadwick. Oh, wait a minute. MBG says, Wes Brown or John O'Shea. Jim Layton says, Jarvis Cocker. Batman Nightfan says, Paul Scholes. Collective Forces, get Jemba on. Jason Dower says, Luke Chadwick. Just had him today, mate. Jason Dower, go and watch the video with Luke Chadwick. It's on my channel today. It's an interview with Luke Chadwick about his career, about United, about Ollie, about the window, everything. Check it out. It's a good chat. Jonathan Gallagher, Michael Carrick would love it. I've messaged him. Alex Butner, I've actually messaged him as well, Asalactor. I'm not even joking. Ida Norway, right, I'm just going to shout everybody out at the end here then. Cormac O'Morda says, John O'Shea watches the show. You what, Cormac? That'll be sensational if John O'Shea would get involved. MBG says, Wes Brown or John O'Shea? Asa Lee Martin or Mark Robbins. Cameron Ketch, what's going on? He says, I'm out, or have a good one. Let's hope for signings. Thank you, Cameron Ketch, mate. You top lad. Appreciate you watching. Hope you're doing good, Cameron. Illy United. Big God Bob says, reckon Sancho will come. There's too much buzz about him, and probably Woodward's finally learned his lesson about a player of a Bruno type level after the last summer. I agree. You know, come on. We've got to get that player in, not in January, not the next year, but now when we actually need him. So I think it will happen, Big God Bob. Watch this space anyway, lads and lasses. Michael Fletcher, De Silva brothers, that'd be great. Lee Sharp, says the trooper, that'd be awesome.
Mania says,
Cress Wellsing, that Luke Chadwick chat was very good. Thank you, mate. Jason Dower says, okay, cool, working, missed that, no worries. Jason, Gary Pallister would be a great shout, collective force. Matt Rush says, Steve McLaren. Get the old Wally with the brolly on, eh? He'd actually be a great guest. Like, I obviously wouldn't call him, I wouldn't show him this clip of me saying that to him, but he actually would be a great guest. Especially if he spoke to me in Dutch. If he spoke to me in Dutch, then he would be a great guest. Ronnie Huggins says Bobby Robson is dead. Oh, I think he means Brian Robson. I think he means Brian Robson. Yeah, Brian Robson. MBG says Tom Cleverly. Adam Asquith says great show, Pig. Thank you, mate. Thank you, everyone. Jonathan Gallagher. Jim Joe Bobley says Fergie. Screenshot Mania says get Haaland's dad. Hey, Al Finger, what was it like that time Roy Keane absolutely crunched you, mate? Oh my God. Jarvis Cocker the Trooper. Illy United. Joseph Misco. Michael Fletcher. Sheila Boy says, would love United to sign Son from Spurs. That's a dream. Gaz Newton says, get Taibbi on and ask him about that goal, mate. That would probably get 1 million views. If you could get a podcast with Taibbi asking him about that goal, he'd probably get you 1 million views, mate. No joke. Gabriel Lopez, Illy United, Pentha Gaming. Let's hope they do overtake the Glazers at United, the Ortega family, Pentha. Asan Akhtar, Mark Voot, Abalatif Sharif, Pentha Gaming, Cress Welsing. Who else have I not mentioned here? Iden Norway, Josh Healy, Ray Reddington, Batman Night Fan. United Extra Time says Paddy Creran. Yes, mate. Batman Night Fan, get Bartes. Did he even really speak proper English, though? That's going to be difficult. He did play in England for a while, but I don't really remember him ever speaking English. He's just proper French, that bloke, isn't he? The Trooper says, great show, Pig, respect. Thank you, matey. Mr. Ipswich Town, take care, my friend. The Cont says, get Sancho and we can force him to sign. Get Sancho now, the Glazers. It's sickening. Right then, Jay Preston, Hamil Vertonghen, Aidan Norway, Ria GB, Adovitz, Cresswatching, every single person tuning in. Shout out to you. Have a bloody good evening. Thank you for watching this transfer update rundown show and Q&A it turned into at the end here. Y2K AK47, shout out to you. Y2J, I should say. You stay classy. Jarvis Cocker, everyone, have a good evening. Thank you for watching this show. Come back in a few minutes time. Let me know what you think in the not live comments. Comment after the video. Have your say about anything we've discussed. Get your opinions, thoughts in, who you want to come to the club, all that good stuff afterwards, and I'll respond to you there also. But thank you for watching this show tonight. Like I say, 2 daily shows at the moment. Afternoon time, round about 3 p.m. Varies slightly daily depending on what's going on, and also in the evening show varies also, but sometime around 9 to 10ish usually. This was a bit later because of the England game. That's it, we're going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Matthew Chapman, Asan Akhtar, Nutley Haug as well, legend, Alex Duncan, Ronnie Huggins, just have a crack at even. Matt Rush, shout out to the moderators, bunch of heroes. Victor Davies says, fantastic channel, Mr. Big. Thank you, Victor. I will say this one last time, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon, you will not regret it, lads and lasses. We've got some great content coming up for you. If you're a fan of Manchester United, if you're a fan of football, get involved. Okay, then that's going to be it from me. Stay classy, sleep well, everyone, or have a great day if you're in Australia or wherever you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in, all of you. It's great to have you on board. Collective Force as well. Great to see you back. Mark Voot, Simon Cowie, Nibbler789, Cress Welsing, Joseph Misco, Gabriel Lopez, Nutley Haug, Illy United, everybody. I'm out of here. Matty Rushmeister. Stay classy. This is the Pig. I'll see you on the next one. Smash that like button, lads and lasses, and get your comments in after. This is the post-match credits now, just to say thank you to all the patrons, all the people that support this channel on Patreon, and also Tier 2 channel members appear on this list on YouTube as well. Shout out to all the new members, shout out to all the new subscribers. Obviously, this channel's free, you don't have to do any of this, but these people here that you see and run down the stream, they do support this channel. So thank you very much to everybody that does that. But you don't have to, it's completely free, and you can support this channel the best way, really, by sharing it, liking it, commenting and interacting with me, the Pig. Thank you for watching, everyone. Mrs. P, you want to say night quickly?
Good night, everyone. You're all so lovely. Take care and have a lovely day tomorrow.
Shout out, people. I hope you enjoyed the show. Come back, get your thoughts and opinions in. See you tomorrow for more of the show there. Like I say, go and check that Luke Chadwick interview out, folks. If you haven't watched it, why not? Go and watch the Luke Chadwick interview. He's got some great points to say. I basically agreed with everything he had to say. He just talked pure sense the whole time. Honestly. Go and watch it anyway. Thank you for watching, everyone. Stay classy. This is the Pig. Come on, United.